Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday across the Delaware Valley. This is the Anthony Gargano Show. We're presented by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. TrueMark.com/PHLY for the credit union difference. All right, it's setting the stage for tomorrow. I know we got a game today, and I don't want to bypass the game. Taijuan Walker pitches for the Phillies today. Last night, Zack Wheeler was just incredible. Once again, Zack Wheeler is Doc Halladay reincarnated. I mean, when you look at what he does, and he's just completely dominant, just a horse on the mound. The bats start off slow and then heat up kind of as you expected, and Wheeler keeps everything in line, man. Having a true ace, a true bulldog on the mound like that means so much to this team, and it's going to set it up. The only downside is he's not going this weekend, and that's really what I'm focused on, because you got Walker going today. It's the series finale against the Rockies. But what looms beginning tomorrow night at Citizens Bank Park is the Shohei Showdown. Oh, Phillies, Dodgers. It's going to be outrageous. All right, Dodgers win on a walk-off by Ohtani last night to go 8-0. That's going to set it up. All right, the two heavyweights. This is it. This is the two heavyweights of the National League. We get them twice. And, first one is here, next one in L.A. That won't happen until August, September. And so this is it. Like, we're going to look at the mighty Dodgers, the whole Hollywood. This is going to be a lot of fun. Think about it, right? We've been starved since the Super Bowl for must-watch games, right? Must-watch events. And that comes in to beginning this weekend. We got a real important series. I know it's April. It doesn't matter. These two teams are on a collision course for the showdown, and it happens this weekend. Like, I cannot wait for this whole thing. We got a lot to get to, though. We got owners' meetings fallout. Mikey Garafolo from the NFL Network will join us coming up about 10:30. Mike Sielski, our dear friend and great columnist, one of the great voices, will join us coming up in about 20 minutes. Brain, and then Kyle Neubeck from our all PHLY Sixers show, who we love, the Embiid surgery. So Joel Embiid announces he's going to get his surgery. He's going to get scoped. And we'll talk to Kyle about it, but what it appears is though this is like a fake surgery, right? It's hey, let's go scope it. Let's see if there's something in there that we can fix. We know the problem. Like, the problem that every doctor, and I was told that Embiid had 9 different opinions on that knee. And you can appreciate it, right? Like, the issue is cartilage. He doesn't have cartilage. I mean, he's going to have to play with pain. And in his mind, he's thinking, well, I get surgery and I'm going to get fixed. But that's not really the case. And that's kind of a lot they're talking about crazy stuff, going through the hip, recirculating the knee. I mean, it's insane what they were talking about. But in reality, I think this surgery, we'll talk to Kyle more about this, is more about Embiid's mindset. To almost say, look, dude, this is what it's going to be. You're going to have to deal with pain. You're going to have to play. Like, next year, you're going to have to get yourself in great shape. You're going to have to lose weight. You're going to have to try to manage the pain, because that's it when it comes down to it. That's what it appears. From everybody close to that organization, when you talk to them, they tell you that's the medical opinion. So we'll find out more from Kyle as Embiid has announced surgery yesterday. Good morning, VG.
What's up, my brother?
What's happening, buddy?
Woo-hoo. Man, how great.
Showdown, dude.
Dude, the Nationals and Rockies have just been great for us right now. Like, confidence builder.
You were down the yard last night.
It was cold, too. It's not a fun night in the stands. But, yeah, this is a great confidence builder because you're saying they're coming, and I feel like I hear that Star Wars, dun, 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 like
That's
the
right,
evil
the
empire.
Empire's
Yeah,
coming,
it's about to
man.
come into town.
They are. They're nasty, dude.
Dude, and dude, I made money again off. I've 2 nights in a row. I wait till they go down. I get plus money. Last night I got them a plus 115 in like the 4th inning.
Oh, you're betting Dodgers?
Yeah, I bet the Dodgers last 2 nights. Because I got the out of
You're
town
out of your
package,
mind.
so I'm watching Dodgers Braves.
Yeah.
And I know it's like the Braves are not going to hold this on. It's not. Gonna,
Yeah,
I don't know. Toddy bobblehead night? Are you kidding me? And he smashes a walk off on bobblehead night.
He's amazing. I can't wait to actually. We have a tournament this weekend. I wanted to take Massimo down so bad to see him in person.
Oh,
But we got a tournament.
can't do Friday night.
We play.
Oh,
We play. We have a tournament in
man.
Cherry Hill Friday night. So we play Friday night, Saturday. What time's the game Saturday?
I don't know.
We play 3:30, which is the worst time.
Is it local? The game? Or you
It's
got
Cherry Hill.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's we're playing 3:30. So by the time
Yeah.
I think the game's during the day. I think that's
4:05.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, Andrew. Yeah, I mean that's not going to work. And then Sunday, we have we play all day. I wanted to show because
yeah.
Otani coming to town. I mean, that's a rock
big deal.
star. I mean,
Yeah.
that's in baseball.
Yeah.
Having a guy like him come to town. Like I remember as a kid, before you could watch any game at any point, seeing these dudes live was everything.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh my God,
Andre
who's come-
Dawson come to
right,
town.
Hawk
Yeah.
coming to town,
Yeah.
and it was like that with every sport. Like
Mhm.
my cousin Joey and I would go down and go like, oh, let's go see. When Jordan,
Yeah, you
was,
see the uniforms and like you never
yeah.
see that stuff. I
It
mean, it's so
was-
rare on the nightly news.
when you're
when we were
seeing
kids.
those games,
Yeah.
those teams, it was like a big deal. But when you get a guy like Otani coming in, and this is great because this is the whole showdown. The only thing I'm disappointed at is we don't have Wheeler to pitch in the series.
Yeah, but I mean, we got.
Oh yeah, no,
It's
listen,
a pretty good lineup.
no,
of
it's
pitchers
a great
still.
rotation.
Yeah.
It's a great rotation. You're going to have Luzardo, you're
Yeah.
going to have Nola, and you're going to have Sanchez. So that's impressive,
Yeah,
dude. I love Zack Wheeler.
he just does what he does, man. He
like,
goes to work.
Wheeler might be.
Hey, it's
Like Bryce is the obvious. I mean, I'm a huge Bryce fan, but Wheeler, I love Wheeler. You know what it is too? He's nasty.
yeah,
Like he's big and he's nasty.
yeah, but I don't know. There's something about his nastiness because it's like this quiet demeanor while
Yeah.
he's nasty. It's great. Like Harper was like, yeah, he's a big signing, but
Right.
Wheeler was like an
Wheeler,
under the
Wheeler
radar
might go
signing.
down. I mean, I got to think about it when we throw these things out, but Wheeler might be the greatest signing. I mean, seriously, for what expectation? Yesterday, when we did the editor's desk from Pat McClune, we did fools, right?
Yeah.
Guys that fooled us,
Yeah,
right? There's been a myriad,
bazillion of them.
right? A myriad of guys that we signed that fooled us.
Mhm.
But the opposite. Think about the opposite. Guys that surprised us. Now,
Yeah.
Howie's got a bunch over the last few years,
Mhm.
going back to 2018. But if you think about Zack Wheeler, we hoped that he would be good.
Yeah.
Remember, he had injury issues with the Mets.
Yep.
And we thought, all right, he's going to be good. Not like
Not like
this.
this. Like you
Like
expect.
he's Roy Halladay,
When
dude.
you
Like,
sign-
I get the same vibe when he's on the mound.
Absolutely. They look just like each other. They're like doppelgangers. And like when you sign Pete Rose, you know you're it's Pete Rose. Or,
Right, Bryce
you know,
Harper.
Yeah. It's
Right.
like, yeah, but Zach is. And Saquon, although Saquon was way better than I expected him to be here. But
Now, that's a great one. He's almost in that category. I mean,
Yeah.
he's Saquon, right?
Right.
So we were expecting a big season,
making this stud
but not
back.
like
but-
that. Like
Yes.
that was historic in every sense of the word.
Yeah, no one imagined that.
No, I mean,
From
so-
this squad.
right?
Yeah.
So Saquon was,
Yes.
but he had the name. Like
Mhm.
Saquon was Bryce.
Household name. Yeah.
I mean, coming in, just you didn't expect him to
No.
just go bananas.
But it is maybe the sneakiest, best free agent signing ever.
Ever.
in
I can't-
Philadelphia sports.
I mean, when you think about it, I mean, he's money every time he pitches.
Every time. He's so consistent.
He is. I mean, you're getting double-digit strikeouts or close to it.
Yeah.
You're getting 7 innings, right? If not 8. Yeah, that's every outing.
They cover on the broadcast him breaking Dutch Leonard's record.
I missed that one.
Wheeler's 13th straight regular season start, lasting 6 innings and allowing 2 or fewer runs, surpassed Dutch Leonard, who did it 12 times.
Dutch. The Dutch.
What did Dutch Leonard
I
pitch?
had no idea. I don't know. I think of Leonard baseball players. I think of, and the brain will know this guy.
Oh, here we go.
Jeffrey Leonard.
I remember Jeffrey Leonard.
He's from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Leonard.
Yeah.
The brain sent me a bunch of guys to see if
to see if I know them?
to see if you knew them. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's not good the day after a
No
game.
way.
Not good the
What do
day
you
after
think?
a game.
Brain cells?
How many guys?
Brain cells
How
are-
many guys are there?
I need some timeline. Brain cells are at 43% capacity right now.
Yeah, you have no shot.
If you got 10 guys, I think he only knows 2.
Okay.
Am I trying to guess if they played here or what sport or what?
No, just be honest if you heard of them.
Yeah.
All right? We'll just do it like that. All right? And this is a lesson. All right? Because we have a young athlete here watching the show.
You do.
Louis Galasso III.
Yeah.
All right? My man. Goes to Cherokee. He's a junior.
He's
What
like
a shooter.
future Reggie Miller.
Dude, he's a shooter. Money. Bang, bang, bang. Right? So this is a lesson to young Louis. My main man, Big Lou, is a dear friend of
Public
mine.
service announcement.
Right?
Over here.
The lesson is, dude, do not do what he does. All right? Stay away from drugs.
Hey, it's medicinal, by the way.
All right? He's going to say it's medicinal.
I got a card.
and
I
he's
got a
gonna
card to prove it.
I know. All right?
The
But
herb
stay away
man.
from the herb. All right?
Ashwagandha. Nothing
brains-
wrong with ashwagandha.
Brain cells die. All right? Luis Aguayo.
Yeah, Louis.
All
Louis
right,
Aguayo.
all right.
Yeah. Come on,
All right,
Brain.
good. You're right. Len Matuzik.
Yeah, Len Matuzik, another baseball player.
What position?
First base or
Yes.
outfield?
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah,
all right.
all right.
That'll be your test.
That's the baseline. Len
Yeah.
Matuzik.
No, if you can get the position.
The position. Get out of here. Louis Aguayo, was he a utility infielder?
Porfi Altamirano.
Nah, absolutely not.
No.
No, Porfi Altamirano.
He was
Is
a
that
pitcher.
actually a player?
Yeah, he's a pitcher. John Russell,
No.
catcher.
Not Russell.
Barry Foote.
Nah, sounds familiar, but I have no idea. He's a Phillies player, Barry Foote?
Yeah, catcher.
But he's all backup catchers?
Kevin Sochet.
Oh, Kevin Sochet.
He's a pitcher. He also pitched for the Tigers. How about that Joe Beaver?
No. Solid name, but
That's a
no.
good-
I
that's a
would
good
remember
baseball
Joe
name.
Beaver.
Joe
How did I
Beaver.
forget Joe Beaver?
That is also.
These guys who are here for like a year.
Well, but again, that's the thing. If
Hey,
you
look
gotta
up
know-
Joe Beaver.
If you call
I'm
yourself
looking
a
up
Phillies
Joe
fan,
Beaver.
you act like you're a Phillies. I know all these dudes.
Yeah, I tried to block out those terrible
He's only
times.
got 2 so far.
All right. How about that Todd Froworth?
Todd Froworth, he's a pitcher, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know that one.
All right.
There's 3.
How about Gene Shaw?
The NFL?
No.
This
the
is
head of the
baseball.
union?
Gene Upshaw.
Oh, it's close.
No, Gene Shaw.
No.
No. How about Tony Longmire?
Ah, yeah, I know Tony Longmire.
You know?
Yeah.
All right. How about that? What position?
Tony Longmire, I feel like he might be first base too, but outfield, I'd say.
Yes. How about that Jeff Juden?
No.
He was a 6'8" pitcher.
I'm going to say, baseball reference, there's only one Joey Beaver, and he's only got minor league stats. This Joe
No,
Beaver.
Joe
I'm calling-
Beaver pitched. I'm telling you.
I'm
He
bogus on this
pitched.
Joe Beaver.
Dude, Beaver pitched to what? Ask the brain. How about Mike Grace?
He
Not
played for
Mark
the Cubs.
Grace.
He played for the Cubs.
Not Mark Grace. Mike Grace.
No.
How about Kevin Sefcik?
Yeah, he stunk. What did he
Yes.
play? Infielder?
Yes. Very good. All right, there's 2 more. Carlton Lower.
I can't say what he did.
All right. He was a pitcher. Toby Borland.
No, but I like that name too.
All right. There you go.
Al Borland.
Dude, you got 5.
All right. That's good.
He also
Day
sent,
after a game?
he also sent over a Sixer list. that
Dude, I am
I'll get
telling
to.
you, how does Joe Beaver spell his name? Is it-
Boever.
Oh, that's why I can't. I'm
Yeah.
spelling it like normal.
No.
Oh, Joe Beauvais. Yeah, I know Joe Beauvais.
It's Beaver. Beauvais. The hell out of here. Here's insanity.
Here's why I don't know Joe Beauvais. 90-91.
Joe Beauvais.
Those
with
teams,
these guys.
those teams
I got you.
stunk,
I
and I
bet
was
you
out of
Toots
college.
knows
I was
every
in
one of these
I was
guys.
in Western PA college. I was detached from Joe Beauvais.
Beauvais.
Oh, now all of a sudden you were in college.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was here for a minute,
What,
a second.
Proves your fandom. Let's see what kind of level of a fan you really are. You're down there. You live at freaking Citizens Bank Park.
Yes.
You're there all the time. In fact,
It's my favorite place other than home.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's impressive how many games you go to. It's also, I'm jealous that you have time to do this.
Yeah.
God bless.
Yeah. I mean, I took one road, you took another.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what happens when your kids are
Sometimes I have
dogs.
you, and I'm going to be older, and I'm going to have no one to take care of me. You're relying on strangers. You're going to have some nice kids and families.
Damn right. I'll have my two boys.
Moss not gonna take care of
Massimo. Massimo will be throwing. Here's what I do know. Massimo will have cash.
Yes.
All right? Like, Massimo will be wealthy. And Massimo will throw money at the situation. I won't see him, but he'll throw.
You'll be in a nice residence.
Right. Right. That's what I know about my kid. All right. That's what I know about him. He'll be, playing. He'll be quarterback somewhere. Oh, my God. All right.
Hey, just one bit of good news. A couple little good news.
Yeah.
Braves are 0-7.
Yeah,
No
dude,
teams ever made the playoffs after starting 0-7.
How nuts is that? They're 0-7.
It's been 42 years since a team started 0-7 and finished with a winning record. 42
That's
years.
amazing.
Love it.
Braves 0-7. And that Mets stink. I don't even understand.
They don't have any pitching.
They have no pitching.
No.
And they have half a lineup.
Half a lineup. I feel pretty good. I know we've played minor league teams, but I feel pretty good right now.
Dude, their pitching is legit. Look, no, they're legit. We'll see this weekend. Showdown. The Shohei Showdown.
I mean,
dude, that's awesome.
Mickey Moniak's probably the best hitter on that lineup that was out there last night. Bad
I
lineup.
know. It's a hard.
Yeah.
Who
who are half these guys?
What happened to Brian?
Is he just hurt? He fell off a
don't know.
cliff.
Dude, when he was in Chicago, he was good.
Yeah. Wasn't
Chris Bryant was one of the bright young
Wasn't
players.
he a free agent at the same time Schwarber, and they went Schwarber
Yeah,
instead of
man,
Bryant? Thank
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Ooh, thank God.
I know. But I look at that dude, McMahon. Like, they have like a decent.
Oh, yeah,
name.
McMahon, I know.
You
Yeah,
know.
but there's not much people I know on that.
No, they got the shortstop's good.
Yeah,
Tovar.
Marco Futz is in the chat room. Why would I know these French players, Joe Beauvais? No one knows these French ball
He's
players.
not French. Kevin, Joe Beaver is how you pronounce it. All right, Embiid.
Yeah.
Is Embiid surgery a fake surgery? And a surgery of appeasement?
I don't know what to make of this situation. I feel like he was trying to avoid surgery at all costs.
Avoid? I don't think so.
And I think he tried to get.
It's the opposite.
I think he tried to
I
get
heard
every
that he
opinion.
wants to get surgery.
He wanted surgery?
Yeah.
And why didn't he just do it in February?
Because they don't. There's nothing to cut. Like, a scope is just to see what is going on in there.
They might find a pumpkin in there. Who knows, dude? There's something going on.
No, but the point is that there's no cartilage. Lou was working in the medical field. He knows all about that.
They can't. So there's no replacement for that. You can't throw a little spongy
There's
thing
like
in
the
there.
synthetic.
Yeah,
I don't.
Can't take a cadaver's cartilage and put it in there.
No.
What?
No. Well, don't you
I
think?
saw a guy. I just
Don't
read
you
a
think
story
they would have
they're
done
like,
it?
They're like transplanting heads. They can't transplant knee cartilage.
Well, they have it, but I don't know what with his knee and the pounding it takes. I don't know why. That you're asking me. I'm not a doctor. Yeah, I have a cadaver tendon in my Achilles after I ruptured it.
Someone mentioned the placebo effect, which is very powerful these days.
Well, that's what I mean about
But maybe
fake
they
surgery.
just tell them they
That's
found.
exactly what
but
I'm
they
talking
gotta
about.
tell them they found something. They gotta say we
Well, that's
found
why
this and we
I
fixed
agree.
it.
Who said that? Spot on.
Markel Futz, he's on fire
Futz,
right
you're
now.
on fire, Futz.
Yeah,
You're right, spot on.
yeah.
It's. I think the placebo effect is.
Just tell them.
It's
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
we went in, we saw this, we fixed it
You're
up.
good to go.
Good as new. Give you
Yeah.
6 weeks.
You
You're
might
good
be a
to
little
do.
sore.
Yeah, you might be sore forever, but deal with it.
Deal with it. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. We got to take care of some business, and then we'll talk to our friend Mike Sielski from the Inquirer, the great columnist. But first, let's talk about Rothman. Yes, Rothman Orthopedics. Speaking of bodies, all right.
Nobody better.
You know what's wild that I found? So we had Dr. Vaccaro on Friday,
Yeah.
who was your attending physician when you got in that horrible accident.
Trauma unit, he was there. Make sure my neck, I didn't get paralyzed. Yep.
So he was also Adam Taliaferro's
That's wild.
attending surgeon.
When he came in, when they flew him in,
Yes.
that's wild.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
In
Is
fact,
that guy
I was
always
talking-
on call? See the
He's-
on-call spinal
He's
surgery?
the greatest.
Yeah.
I was talking to Adam last night, and he goes, He goes, yeah, this is because we're talking about his movie project.
Mhm.
And he said, this is Dr. Vaccaro was my physician. Here's us. He just had a foundation dinner.
Right.
And he said, I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
Dr. Vaccaro, what is it? I texted you right away.
That's
Yeah.
wild. That's
It's wild because I
crazy.
felt a bond with Adam when we met because we're broken neck back survivors, and then now we have the
Yeah.
same doctor. That's crazy.
Yeah,
And he was, what a gentleman, that guy.
Yeah.
What a doing
Yeah.
God's work. But that's what we talk about with Rothman doctors. They're here to, all right? You want to talk about going back to what you love to do. You're a weekend warrior, right? Or like me, you're trying to keep up with your kids, right? Like every day we throw quarterback and we pitch. Like he also yesterday or 2 days ago he's got an emergency catch. So I had to throw 100 pitches.
100?
I
You
threw
icing
100
up?
pitches.
You icing up after?
Nah, I mean, I should.
I
but
wanna.
yeah, I know. But between
Some Tiger Bomb.
Little
between
Tiger
that
Bomb, yeah.
timeline,
Oh, time. Like,
I was like, all right, my road
It's
center
like
comes good.
Playing Bionic
I-
Man music.
I had some gas on it too. Because even he went,
Yeah.
he was like, oh, you're throwing hard, Dad.
yeah,
I was like,
nice.
yeah. All right, and that's what we mean about Rothman Orthopedics. So whether it's pain from playing the sports that you love, an old injury, or just catching up with, or just age catching up on you, like me, Rothman's team of experts is here to help with evidence-based care and a mission to restore your mobility. They'll get you back on your feet and back to doing what you love, what we love to do, right? Sports. Don't let pain hold you back. Visit RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY to schedule your appointment today and get back to being your best self. Rothman Orthopedics, where getting you back in the game is their mission.
TrueMark Financial Credit Union, we love them, and they're here to help you save. They're going to try and save Joel Embiid's knee. Well, we can all do better by trying to save some money. So while spring's here, it's the perfect time to spring into some savings. So if you got some financial goals, such as buying a new house, taking that dream vacation, building up the all-important emergency fund, or just putting a little money away so you can bet on the Phillies, TrueMark Financial Credit Union's got the perfect savings account for you. TrueMark Financial, they offer high-rate certificates and money markets to help your money grow faster and work harder. Visit TrueMark.com for rates and to learn more. TrueMark Financial, they are federally insured by the NCUA. Equal opportunity lender. Rates are subject to change. And again, to learn more about these great savings opportunities, visit TrueMark.com. It's funny in the chat.
Well, Kelly Body, our CEO from TrueMark, she's fired up over the Phillies.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Who is INS in the chat says, can they just tell him, put him under, and then tell him he got surgery?
Wake him up.
Yeah, tell him he got surgery.
Are you done?
Everything's fine, dude. Good as
Dude, we
new.
fixed it, dude. You're in.
Great.
Go dominate, Joe. Here you go, JoJo. We're good. All right. We got our man. That's right. One of the great voices. Terrific writer. We love him. Great columnist for the Inquirer. Our regular guest on Wednesdays and Thursdays, our man Mike Sielski. Michael, good morning.
Morning, Ant. Morning, VG. How are you guys?
What's up, Mike?
How goes the Rocky book research?
It goes well. It goes well. Doing some more reporting. Heading down to Austin, Texas later this month to dive into an archive. So all good there.
Oh, really?
Is that the music archive?
What's the archive in
Yeah. So one of the guys who produced Rocky is a name you might have heard of. His name's Irwin Winkler.
Yeah,
He's still
I mean-
alive. He's 93 years old. Did
He
Raging
just
Bull,
did
Goodfellas.
the Alto Kings.
Exactly. So he left all his papers to the University of Texas. Texas apparently has this amazing film school. So I'm going to
Wow.
fly down there and go through all his letters connected to Rocky to get dates and
Dude,
back and
that's
forth, Stallone
awesome.
and all of that. Yeah.
Oh, that's a fun trip, man. That's very
Yeah, I can't
cool.
wait. I
You're
can't
gonna
wait.
come-
I'm really looking forward
That's
to it.
gold. That's gold, Mikey. You're gonna come away with gold, man.
It's gold, Jerry, gold.
Exactly. You got it. You got it. All right. Let's tackle this week in Philadelphia sports, and we'll start with the fighting Phillies. Is Zack Wheeler the greatest signing of unexpected success? Like, we knew it would be good, but not this good.
Yeah, I think you're right on the money there, Ant. I mean, he was good with the Mets, but he was injury riddled, right? So there was this sense that they were taking a chance by bringing him on board. And my God, I mean, it's just so fun to watch him pitch. I mean, he puts the ball anywhere he wants it. He throws 94 to 99. He's so reliable. He's so calm and cool out there. And in terms of, as you said, kind of exceeding the expectation for what the Phillies thought they were getting, I don't know that there's ever been anyone in Philadelphia sports history who comes close to Wheeler.
No, because you hope that he would be good because he's coming off injuries with the Mets. And, like Saquon, you knew was good. Like, we didn't know that he would be historic, but as Wheeler, we didn't know, would he be an all-star? And meanwhile, he's turned into, I think he's turned into Doc Halladay.
Yeah, he's every bit as good as Halladay was here. Now, he hasn't had like the spectacular moments, right? The 2 no-hitters that Halladay had, but he's been better longer than Halladay was. And he's been better longer than Saquon has, with all due respect to Saquon. It's just been 1 year. So I think you got to put him at the top of that list, man. I mean, he is, it's such a weapon to have, right? It is such a weapon to have that guy every 5 days, to have him in a playoff series. It still boggles my mind that they lost that game back in October that he pitched against the Mets. It's ridiculous.
So, yeah, I still can't believe they lost that game too. That's outrageous. But let's talk about this weekend, all right? Because we've been starved for a game since the Super Bowl. Something that matters, right? 5s and 6s don't matter. This weekend, it's as big as it's going to get in April. It's a showdown of the 2 Titans. I mean, this is Ali Frazier. Right? This is unbelievable. The mighty Dodgers, unbeaten, coming off of the Shohei walk-off last night to send the Braves to 0-7, come in this weekend. Can the town amp it up to make it one of those special atmospheres over the weekend?
I would like to think it can. I almost wonder if it's too early for this. Believe me, I'm going to be watching as well, but it's still, early mid-April. If this were May or June, boy, then the town would really be on its head. Imagine the Phillies at I don't know, 22-5 against the Dodgers at 25-2 or something along those lines. I mean, those are kind of outrageous numbers to think about, but I wonder if it's still just a little too early.
Yeah.
Nah, Mikey, give them a little bit of a brisk chill, like low 60s, high 50s. That's what I want the Dodgers here. They're used to that nice weather right now. Let's bring them over here. I like it now. We need every edge we can get.
It's funny to read the coverage out there, guys. I don't know, like Bill Plaschke, who's a friend of mine. I mean, he's a great writer, great columnist. He tweets last night, 162 and OH question mark. And I always kind of chuckle at this stuff about how homerish a town can get when one of its teams gets off to a great start or is really rolling. Like Plaschke will nail the Dodgers when he needs to nail them, but now it's like, oh my gosh, how amazing is this
I wrote
team?
that about the Yankees once. I think I used the same thing. Well, like to say 162 and OOH. No, but
yeah, but you were at the Post. That's permissible at the Post.
Yeah. But that was, it's part of the landscape, right? Like when you get a team that good, I mean, there's something like, look, we grew up on the great writers, right, of Sports Illustrated. In fact, we share a mutual friend.
Gary Smith.
Thank you. So
the best to ever do it.
Gary, who I admire and love and was helped me many times in my career to hone my voice and find my voice, we grew up on reading his stuff. And now he was a storyteller. But part of Sports Illustrated and storytelling was you love to hear about your heroes. Like, I was never a Marvel character guy, right? Like, I didn't get into superheroes. Athletes were my superheroes. And Sports Illustrated did a great job at telling the grand story and making them project.
You're 100% right about that, and what you're getting at really is looking at sports through the prism of drama.
Yes.
And That's what baseball has with the Dodgers being this good, right? Here's the North Star. Here's the team that everybody's shooting to beat. And it is possible that somebody could beat them, right? Like the Dodgers could lose a 5-game series if their bats happen to go cold or they run into a buzzsaw of a team or something like that. It's not out of the realm that, they're not going to cruise. It's not predictable. And, I have a tie into the tush push if you want to go there, but we don't have to right now. But that's what's fun about covering sports. It's the drama, it's the characters, it's all of that. It's why, so many people get into the analytics side of it, and I don't as much. I want to know the athletes, the coaches. I love being able to watch and chronicle what's happening on the field.
Nobody I know.
You and I, there's a reason why we
mind meld.
It's the truth. We look at it. We come from the same place. Numbers aren't interesting. Numbers don't tell a story. I know they can tell facts or whatever. You can make them sing and dance, but they don't tell a real story. Like the story is about people and human achievement and human frailty and the hero's journey. Like that's what sports to me is. And I love the beauty of the game, each and every one of them. And you do. And that's what I just love about you. You brought up the tush push. So here's after talking to a million people, coaches, NFL people, you name it, I believe that Goodell hates to play because it's unsightly. It doesn't look good, and it takes the drama out of 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. I believe there's teams out there that are jealous and hate the Eagles. Like they just go, you know what? No, it's done. We're voting against it. And they're gonna prop up the straw man's argument, which is it's injury, maybe not now, but look at the play. Are you against player safety? Right? Like only a troglodyte would be against, only a Philadelphian would be against player safety.
All right, so I think it goes even deeper than this, and you kind of touched on this, Ant, but I'm actually in the midst of writing a column about this right now. Good. I was talking with a friend, a colleague of mine about this, because I'm with you. Like, the teams that are against it, for the most part, they're being wimps about it, right? Like, they don't want to have to coach up their guys either to be able to pull the playoff themselves or to stop the Eagles or another team from doing that. But here's the twist on this, and it's a part of this debate and discussion that nobody's talking about, okay? What you said about the predictability of 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, I think gets to the heart of the matter. Sports are under what they perceive to be an existential threat by people who can figure the game out through the numbers, okay, and eliminate drama and the possibility of something going wrong in a particular play, right? Baseball dealt with this, right? This was the entire premise of the analytics revolution. Right, exactly. Baseball had to deal with this. Baseball goes through the analytics revolution, and it's all about the 3 true outcomes. It's about strikeout, walk, home run. And what happens? The sport gets more boring because there are fewer stolen bases, fewer triples, fewer balls in play, fewer complete games. So Rob Manfred and the owners literally have to change the rules to make the sport more exciting. As you said, the NBA is going through this right now because the three-pointer has taken over the sport. The Celtics won the championship last year, shooting and making more threes than anybody else. 3 of the top 4 three-point shooting teams in the league this year are the Celtics, the Warriors, and the Cavaliers, all championship contenders. That's what the sport is becoming about. And there's this whole debate about how boring the NBA is, and all anybody does is shoot threes. I think Goodell and the NFL want to get ahead of this before it reaches a critical mass where 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 become just every team now has learned how to do the tush push, and they just tush push and nobody can stop it. And this area of drama leaves the sport and causes more people to think, you know what, the NFL ain't quite as interesting as it used to be. I think the NFL is looking around at what's happening in these other sports, and they want to get ahead of this, and that's why they want to ban the tush push.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's why you are a great columnist. That is a brilliant take. Brilliant. And I agree. I think it takes away the drama because of the probability. And I also think they look at it and they think it's ugly. It's not interesting. Right?
Yeah, look, right. Look what the Eagles did in 2017. Dave Sheinin from the Washington Post has an amazing series about like analytics and sports and the way these leagues are trying to counteract all of this. So how did the Eagles win the Super Bowl in 2017? They were daring on fourth down at a time when no other team was doing that. Well, guess what's happened in the 8 years since then? More and more teams go for it on fourth down all the time. So you're going to have more and more plays where teams are going for it on 3rd and 1, obviously, and 4th and 1, and they're going to be running this boring play, this ugly play that works all the time. So the NFL wants to stop that before it happens.
I mean, that's brilliant.
I mean, I agree. They definitely think it's boring, but I'm looking at next gen stats since 2022, and the Eagles' success rate running the plays 84%. The rest of the league's like 73%, and I think that includes even like a quarterback sneak. It's just, I feel like it's personal at this point. It really does feel like that to me. It's a Philadelphia, it's an Eagles thing. 74.3% of the league compared to 84 is not this crazy huge.
Well,
it's 10%.
That's a big deal, though.
10%, though. We're not talking.
Yeah,
it's
but
not 100% versus 50%.
Here's the thing, though, VG. Those other teams that don't run it as well as the Eagles are going to run it. Some of them are going to take the time to figure out how to do it, and they're going to get better at it. And I don't think it's an Eagles thing. I think if the Jacksonville Jaguars or New York Jets were running the tush push as well as the Eagles were, and I know that's crazy to say because those teams are awful and don't figure anything out. But if those teams were doing it, the NFL would have the same issue with it, which is you're eliminating drama and interest from the sport, and it's going to cost people money. It's going to cost these owners money, and they don't want that.
Well, I don't think to do it, I believe you have to invest in the offensive line. You have to get lucky like they do. You have to have Jeff Stoutland. You have to have a quarterback with
I don't know, dude. I disagree.
You may be VG, you may be right that no other team can do it
as well.
Will ever be able to do it as well as the Eagles do, but the NFL doesn't want to take that chance. They're looking around at what has happened to baseball and basketball and saying, we want to avoid that.
Also, it's not just, they may not be as good as the Eagles. And I don't know, I'm trying to remember the times that the tush push didn't work. I mean, like they ran a fake off of one, like whatever number, like I don't even believe in that number.
You think it's closer to 100?
I think it's closer to 100%.
Yeah.
Like if you
because how many times did the Eagles, for instance, run it on 3rd down, not get it, and then run it on 4th down? So that's equivalent to it working, right? Like just because you didn't get it on 3rd,
that's a 50%.
You got it on 4th.
Right.
Right.
Well,
you ran it from 2 yards out as opposed to 1 yard out, and then you got it to Mike's point. So I think that skews the numbers. 4th and 1, it's automatic. It just is.
It feels like it, but I feel like do your job. You got to do your job on 1st and 2nd down, so they don't get into 3rd and short and 4th and short.
We agree with you, but
I agree with you completely, VG. All I'm saying is that the NFL wants to take that out of the hands of the coaches. Look at the NBA, right? It's simply about math. Steph Curry came along. Daryl Morey created the Houston Rockets team that all it did was shoot threes around James Harden. And the math just won out to the point now where they're thinking about, do we have to eliminate the corner 3? Do we have to push the 3-point line back? The NFL doesn't want to have to deal with any of that. They don't want to have to go through the pain that the NBA is going through and that MLB went through, where people are saying the sport has changed, it's boring. They don't even want to have the discussion.
I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they got to go 1st and 12. You got to go 12 yards for a 1st down. And they don't want to deal with a change like that. That could be something you can do.
Well, I just think you eliminate the play. That's their point is, you don't have to do anything that drastic.
Yeah.
Now, here's the other problem thing going on. They have a kickoff issue.
Yeah.
Because now that's a bigger issue than anything. You're going to start drives at the 35-yard line.
Right. And it totally undermines the whole player safety aspect of the tush push debate.
Right.
Right?
It's a complete contradiction.
Yeah, look, they're trying to figure out that they're trying to do whatever they have to do to maintain the audience and revenue that they are accustomed to. So they are constantly tweaking this in little ways so that they don't have to go through the public pressure and pain of, hey, your sport stinks.
Yeah.
And
it's
because
a great
that's what
story
baseball and
for them.
basketball went through.
And it's a great story for them that it's Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
We're the thugs of the nation, right?
Mhm.
We're the brash, tough, right?
Yeah.
meatheads.
Look, they look at this, they're very practical about this in a way, right? They're greedy and practical about this. Like,
Yeah.
nobody's happier that the Washington Commanders are good again than Roger Goodell and the rest of the owners.
Right.
Because it's such a big media market and it had been so dormant for so long that now, okay, if Washington's great, that's another media market. It's like suddenly landing an expansion team
Yes.
in one of the biggest media markets in the country.
Great
So that's all they're looking at.
Yeah. Hey, last thing, Embiid. So is the surgery, and as my man Futz said in the chat, is the surgery strictly for the placebo effect?
Could be. I mean, we don't know what the nature of it is, right? I mean, they sent out kind of this 3-line press release about arthroscopic knee surgery. And this is 2 weeks after we had heard, oh my gosh, the procedure that it would take for Joel to undergo an operation, it would be so complex. And, we didn't want him undergoing the surgery because we thought his body would adjust to the meniscus and the knee and blah, blah, blah. Like, what's going on here? Like, they haven't explained anything. They haven't answered anything about it. So it very well could be a placebo effect. Hey, put him under the knife. Maybe psychologically he'll feel better. I don't know.
I know. It's bizarre because I heard the same thing, that the surgery for the transplant for the meniscus involved the hip and realigning the hip to go with the knee. And then to your point, and this is the other thing too, because I forgot it, that the transplant has to take. That's a big deal.
Yeah, and all of a sudden now all of a sudden it's, oh, well, he's just undergoing arthroscopic knee surgery, next week. Like, it's no big deal. Like, what's going on here?
I know.
Can you not play professional sports on a replacement knee?
Well, to his level?
Yeah.
Like, he's going to feel pain like it's basketball.
No, I mean,
right?
but just get a full knee replacement. Sit out for a year and a half, get a full knee replacement. Is that possible?
It doesn't seem plausible to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of player is he going to be, even if he were to do that? Like, he's a year and a half older.
Yeah.
We already know that he doesn't necessarily keep himself in tip-top shape when he's not on the floor. So how much better is he going to be with a full knee replacement?
Do you remember?
Maybe he needs to be like Lee Majors or like Darth Vader or something. Like, he's the bionic man, you know?
Yeah, we need some bionic.
Do you remember the Rulin saga? The Jeff
Yeah,
Rulin?
of course.
I mean, that was bone on bone.
Yeah.
And
he never came back from it.
No, he showed up. There was a game where it was unbelievable because he was a good player. Like, Jeff Rulin in his day was a good player. There was a game he came back on a Friday night, right?
I remember this game, Ant. I do.
Oh, man, he doesn't have no idea. VG has
Rulin came back and looked awesome.
Yes, 27 points,
Get out of here.
rebounds.
Get out of here. There's no
Right?
way.
It was
There's no
one
way you know
night.
his box score.
Night.
Outlet passes. He looked unbelievable. And then we kept, will he be okay? Will he have swelling? And sure enough, he had swelling the next day.
So here's the thing, Ant, and I included this in my book on the dunk on Magic in the Air. In theory, Jeff Rulin would have been the perfect Sixer, and here's why. The first time Michael Jordan drove to the basket in an NBA game and tried to dunk, Jeff Rulin for the Washington Bullets friggin' knocked him on the floor so hard that Jordan practically bounced off the court. That was it. Like, the replay is on YouTube.
Oh,
and it was like,
find it, Andrew. Find it.
It's like, hello, rookie.
I see a headline.
Yeah.
Jeff Rulin almost ended Michael Jordan era before it began.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's exactly it. He would have been the perfect Sixer.
He would have been. Are you kidding me?
I mean, just when you saw him, he looked like a guy who would dominate like over 35 leagues.
Yes, he did. He looked like a cool construction foreman.
Yeah. Let that be a lesson to
Like the
young
mustache,
athletes. Take
like-
care of your body. Jeff Rulin did not take care of his body either.
Cool guy.
Yeah, he was overweight.
Well, I drank some beers. All right. Like back then, nobody knew about this stuff. You drank beers and hung out. And that's what you
And
did.
you wore wristbands.
Yeah,
That's right.
Jeff Ruler.
And flicked Michael Jordan away like he was a little kid.
You know, I'll tell you one thing.
Strong mustache.
They would never go this route, but killing the corner three, right? Moving it back a little bit and allowing physicality would do the game pretty well.
Well, hand checking?
Yeah.
You allow more physicality, hard fouls, not these flagrant this, flagrant that. You know, bring back the physical, thump and bump, right?
Just something.
McNasty.
Just
remember thump.
you
and
know
bump?
what, Ant?
Is that Rick Mahorn?
Just
Mahorn
something that encourages different styles
Yes.
of play
Yes.
throughout a league.
Yes.
That's the thing that these leagues have to fight against. Baseball became about everybody trying to hit home runs and strike everybody
Correct.
out. Basketball has become about the three and nothing else. That's one of the benefits of what the Eagles did last season. It was like, hey, you can run the ball
Yeah.
and freaking dominate.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. That shows that there's more than one way to skin a cat.
I love it. I love it. So your piece is on the Touch Post coming out tomorrow?
It'll be in tomorrow's paper. It might be online today.
Okay, good. We'll be looking for it, man. Great stuff, brother.
Hey, Mike, before you leave, do you know the name
Yeah.
Joe Beauvais?
It's not Beauvais. Beaver. Joe Beaver.
It's Joe Baver.
Joe Baver.
It's
Baver the Saver.
Baver. It's Baver the Saver. All right. Not Joe
Yeah,
Beaver.
Baver the
I
Saver.
know Joe Baver. I don't know Joe Beaver.
You don't know Joe Beaver.
I know Baver
Joe
the Saver.
You remember that. Good.
Dude, we're gonna have to do a show. When I come in, we're gonna do a show entirely about mid to late 80s and early 90s Phillies.
Oh,
And it'll just be dudes who like live on in our nightmares, like Steve Lake and Sil Campusano
I love it.
and Ron Jones and all those
Ron
guys.
Jones is on the list.
Ron Jones.
So we were teasing VG that he doesn't know like players and all, like, you know, like obscure guys
I have bad memories.
because he's of all the gummies. So the brain sent over a Phillies list, and he got 5 out of I don't even know how
Probably
many.
15.
All right, you'll get. If I'm just going to give you the name, tell me you remember them. Yes or no? I trust you. All right, Luis
Okay.
Guayo.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He tricked me.
Backed
He
up
said
Devontae
Lupus to
Jesus.
me.
I said Luis.
Oh.
Len Matuzik.
Oh, part of that 83 team that won.
They took Pete's job at first.
Yep.
Porfi Altamirano.
I don't have a lot of memories of Porfi.
But you remember, you know who he is, right?
I know the name, yeah.
Pitcher.
He don't know the name.
Yes, he
Yep.
does. John Russell.
Oh, the backup catcher.
Yeah.
Forever.
Barry Foote. Smells like foot.
Backup catcher forever.
Yes. Kevin Soche.
Oh my God, the reliever.
Yes.
Yeah, from the early
Came
80s.
from the Tigers. Ron
Yep.
Jones, you mentioned. Joe Beaver. Yes, you mentioned.
Yeah, Baver the Saver.
Beaver. It was a Beaver or Baver? It was Baver?
I thought it
His
was
nickname's
Baver.
Baver the Saver.
Yeah. Todd Froworth.
Oh my God. He was going to be the right-handed closer out of the
Yes.
bullpen, right?
Yes. Gene Shaw.
Oh, from LaSalle High.
Yes.
Gee, Philly's own.
He's killing you.
Nerds. You guys gotta
Tony
be.
Longmire.
Oh God, the left-handed hitting outfielder. Yeah, from the late 90s.
I love it. Jeff Juden.
Dude, so the very first game, absolute true story.
Sielski.
So Bill Lyon was my mentor, as you guys know, right? And the first time I met him, he took me to the game in 1995 when Hideo Nomo pitched at Veterans Stadium for the first time. And if you remember that game, the Phillies scored like 17 runs. Greg Jeffries hit for the cycle. He became the first Philly to hit for the cycle in like 30 years since Johnny Callison had done it. Darren Dalton hit a double and then sliding into second base, tore his knee up and was gone for the rest of the season. And Jeff Juden hit a grand slam that night, pitched a complete game, and conducted all his post-game interviews with a towel around his waist, a cowboy hat on his head, and an unlit cigarette dangling from his mouth.
That's awesome. And he was like 6'6". He was a big
Yeah,
dude.
total lung. big dude, total lunkhead.
Yeah.
You know, not a great guy,
Yeah.
but had that one night of majesty.
Yes. Mike Grace.
Oh yeah, from the late '90s. He had a couple games where he like shut out the Yankees. Everybody thought he was going to be great.
Kevin Sefcik.
Oh God. You know, Diet Kevin Stocker. Yeah.
Yes. All right, 2 more. Carlton Lower.
Oh, Lower the thrower.
Yes, 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 yes. You should be ashamed. Toby Borland.
Oh, the sidewinding
Yes,
righty out of the
yes.
bullpen with the greatest mustache in
Yes.
Phillies history.
Yes. Here it is. He got everyone.
Here's what I've realized. You guys are great sports writers, probably really lame to hang out and party with. That's what I've learned. Great writers, not so great partiers.
VG, this is going to shock you, but I did not have a steady girlfriend in either high school or college.
I believe it. I believe it.
You're the greatest, brother. I love you, man.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, pal. That's awesome. Let's get the brain here.
The brain was in the green room the entire time listening to that conversation, and he was cracking up the
Yeah,
entire
the
time
brain.
listening to you guys.
The brain. Let's get him up here. Brain. Brain.
Go brain. Go brain. Brain.
Red, the brain finder.
Sportsbook and online casino app. How about it, brain? There's 3 of us.
My enjoyment level.
Sielski.
My enjoyment level on that on a scale of 1 to 10 was 100. First of all, he was phenomenal. Like he was like, that's the way, like, again, I think I'm like the only like jackass that actually follows this stuff to that level. He was like, it was like he was Kevin Sefcik's long lost brother. I loved it. Like he was phenomenal. The only one, but he said he did hear from Porfirio Taramo. I can't say I remember a ton about him, but I do remember him. Again, I only picked guys I remembered that I actually, you
Googled all this.
No,
He Googled it.
he did not.
Oh, no. I knew every one of these guys. Hand on the Bible. I wouldn't lie about this. No, this actually take like very seriously. No. Mike knew. You could tell he knew. But every other guy, he was giving like a detailed description of
nicknames.
So we did it twice.
It was
I did
tremendous.
It earlier to VG, and VG got
5.
5 out of your list.
Pathetic.
How many out of your list? Do we have,
DG,
like-
I love you, but come on.
You taking shots at me this week, trying to make a fool of me because I'm
sorry.
You
Well,
in
we
the
got
March
a big thing
Madness
coming up this
tournament.
weekend.
Yeah, that's
Got a
why.
big
You're
thing
trying to
coming
get
up
my
this
head
weekend. I
around
know
me. I'm laser
Yeah, I'm
focused
trying to get
now.
in your head a little bit.
You can take your Houston and your 4.5 or 5. Take them all day.
Cougs.
Wait.
All the Cougs.
Did you give him the Sixer guys, Anthony, or no?
No. I'm going to save that one.
We're saving the
We'll
Sixers.
do that
All right,
next
I gave up VG some Sixer guys. I can look up some Eagles too.
Yeah.
I see he's gonna look it up. I could look up some Eagles
No,
too.
we just got to take a moment. To
No,
think
I'm
about
talking
it.
writing them
said I can
down,
look it up.
getting a list together.
Freudian
Getting a list
slip.
together.
Yeah, I gotta look it
No,
up. He said.
when you're
He said
looking-
you heard him.
No,
I rest my case.
no.
You heard him say he's gotta look it up.
No. VG, no. Let me say this. No, I'm gonna take exactly what I did. No. Take exactly what I did. Full disclosure, because I'm not a liar. I went to Baseball Reference. These are all guys I knew. No,
You
these
knows
are guys I knew.
Yes.
No, I knew them. I knew them. I knew every one of them. I didn't list any guy I didn't know.
Him. I know you know.
Yeah, I didn't do any guy I
You're
didn't
the
know.
brain.
I knew every one of these guys.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I wanted
sure.
to get the right list.
It was a
I took
bullet
this
list.
seriously. I wanted to get, exactly. I wanted to get a good list, fair list, guys
Right.
I thought you should know.
Can't believe
these-
you're
I'm not
joining
talking
him in
Steve
this.
Carlton here.
You're
I'm not talking
exactly
Steve
right.
Carlton and Mike Schmidt, but I was thinking these are guys, is a guy like VG that followed this stuff forever, thought he should get. Anthony got them all.
All right,
Mike got them
we'll
all.
see. I will get my revenge by Monday night.
All right. So let's talk about it. Final 4.
Yeah.
Who we got? Now, are the Cougs an official play for you?
Yeah, well, it's frustrating, Anthony. I'm looking at the
Because
screen
one,
right now.
I got him at 4.5.
I'll tell you why I'm
$5,
upset, but I'm a fair
$5.
person. No, it is. I'm upset, but there's almost all 5.5s out there. But we're going with obviously the Parks line. The Parks line's 5. Got to be a gentleman. And I do what the Parks line is. The line's 5, but it is a play. Yeah, listen. I saw when you were DJ on that night, Anthony, with you and VG talking about what he said, and the guy agree with him. Well, I know Duke is the better team. I know that. I know Duke's the better team, but just this Houston team's a pain in the butt, right? And I just think while they're not nearly
I
as
think you're
talented,
right.
there's nothing that I'm able to say why other than I just think the way they play, it's just going to be an annoying game for them, and they're just going to be annoyed, and it's going to be close, and it's going to be 68, 64, 60, 67, 65 kind of game.
I think they're going to beat them. I think Houston's
they
going to beat them.
They may.
I think you're right on. I think the matchup, you brought up the matchup.
Dude, they haven't played a defense like Duke all year.
He brought up a matchup. They don't need to. That's how they play. That fits their style.
Oh, wait. They were in the, but VG, but the Big 12 was way better conference than the ACC. They played a way harder.
I'm not disagreeing there, but Duke's a far better defensive team than anyone they've played. I mean, I could argue Duke's a better defensive team than Houston.
But
no, Duke is a
Duke's
great
better than anyone
defensive
they
team.
faced.
But Houston is.
Look, I'm not taking anything away from Duke.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from them.
I love the way they play. And it was funny. You're the one who actually brought up the style. And the more I thought about it, then I talked to Girardi. I'm like, yo, Brain said, he's right. I think he had a really good point about this. And I think you're right. I think Houston, and by the way, it's a Houston line. Anything under 7 is a Houston line because the public is going to ride Duke all the way because they should, right? Because they're that dynamic.
Got a 1 seed getting 5. That's not a thin line.
They're not like Duke is Duke. Duke's the Cowboys.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are in the Super Bowl. They're the Yankees.
Yeah. Look, VG, we're on, right?
Yeah, we're on. I mean, if Texas Tech puts up 82 on this Houston team and Kansas put up, 90 on this Houston team, yeah, give me Duke's going to
Hey, Luke Golasso the third. He's a baller. Who do you got, Houston or Duke?
That's right. It's a smart kid. He goes to Cherokee. Smart guy.
So, all right, that's the first game.
Parks.
Now, there is a point spread involved. Don't get involved. But that's plus 5. So that's what's going on.
Yeah, I got Duke.
You
minus
got Duke
5.
minus 5. Brain's got Houston plus the 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In the other game, who do you guys like? Johnny?
I'm going Janai Broom. I'm leaning that side.
You're going Janai?
Where are you at?
Johnny. I like home Johnny.
It's interesting. This is a very tough game for me, and I'll tell you why. And it's, I agree. Again, I stayed on and listened to what Dick said, and I agree with him. If the whole thing with Johnny Broom didn't happen when he left injured, he goes, he goes, I'm done.
Yes.
He screamed, I'm done.
They read his lips. Yeah.
When he came back, he didn't look, to me at least.
He didn't use his right arm. He was getting one-handed rebounds.
Dude, that was monster.
Exactly.
He's I love that kid. He sees the floor. Tough. He's a good, but is that shoulder? How is that shoulder? I don't know.
It's funny because if that never happened, I would have set this line anywhere between Pick'em and maybe I could have gotten the Florida by 1. That's about as based on my, maybe Florida by 1. They're making it 2.5. So they're basically saying, all right, look, you have 2 choices here. You can say, all right, well, you think Broom's going to be healthy now and you're getting an extra 1.5. And again, Anthony, you always say, these extra half points mean everything. These close, especially these close games.
Yeah.
So you say you're getting a 1.5 of value, maybe 2.5 points of value by taking them. Or you could say, you know what? I didn't like what I saw to him. If this guy's not himself, this line you could argue should be 4.5, 5. So what they kind of did, in my opinion, they stuck. You said you're dipping your foot in the pool, but you're not jumping in. To me, they dipped their foot in, but we're not jumping in. This is a tough one for me. I'm not trying to be.
I like the Gators.
I'm going to lean Florida. Because I don't trust the health. I'm rooting for Auburn crazy hard, by the way.
I know. I mean, Pettigrew,
I'm rooting for them.
I will say this, that a buddy of mine said that he was talking to Charles, and Charles, who there's no bigger Auburn fan, obviously,
he knows
Charles.
What did he say?
He said Florida. He said, I don't think we could beat them.
Well, here's the thing. Again, with all due respect to that, if Broom's healthy, they can beat him. I don't know. To me, it'd be more like if Charles said, I hear the guy can't even lift his arm. He's trying to Willis read it.
Any of that.
Yeah. I mean, but we'll see. I mean, Florida, by the way, has not been, Anthony, I think you would agree with me.
They have not played well.
There have been 2 games now. There have been, that Texas Tech game was.
They got bailed out.
Texas. bailed out. Texas Tech misses 4 straight free throws at the end or whatever it was. I mean, they're up 9 with a minute and a half to go, 2 minutes to go. And the UConn game, they easily could have lost. So this Florida team, while they look like the best team after, let's say, Duke coming into the tournament, they've shown some, some potential cracks in their armor as well, where they can be beat. So again, this is a hard game for me. Again, I'm definitely going to look to live bet it. I want to see how Broom's health looks, because if he looks healthy to me, and Auburn is doing well, I will bet Auburn live, knowing that they're going to favor Florida heavily in the live line. But I need to see Broom looking healthy, and I won't know that until I'm watching the game.
All right, so there's no play on the other
I can't.
game.
You can't go Florida? Let's do straight up.
Okay, I'll do it straight up. If you want to do it
Florida
straight up, I'm not being, but I try to do it against the line. I don't know if I'm being unfair here to VG. I don't want to take advantage, because that's not a fair thing to you, and I want to be fair. And the real line is 2.5. Let me do a little more research. We still have time for a Friday show. Let me see. Maybe I can get there.
Ruminate, because we gotta.
He's scared. He sounds scared. He's scared. Bray's scared. He knows what's on the line here.
Yeah, getting me, man. You're getting me. But I look. I don't want to.
You see the way Auburn's been playing defense. They were on a slide for a while. Their defense was not good. Their interior defense, the defense looks good now. They're back, and you're scared.
Well, I mean, listen. I'm being
Cardwell
careful, because I don't want to lose, because I will admit I take this seriously. I absolutely like. I know.
You can't poke out.
Yeah, take that bouvet and stick it up your keister. Let's go.
Contemplate. Just give me 24 hours to make a decision. I got to do some more investigative work. See how bad Johnny Broom's hurt. I have some people I can call and then know.
Well, he's got to talk to
find
people.
out.
He's going against the trash.
I got to talk to him. I don't want to lose
advisors.
That's
to go against the trash
man. Exactly.
The trash man.
You're in with the trash juice, Brad. We got no time for advisors. Let's go.
I can't lose to you, man. I can't do it. I'm already taking freaking you. I mean,
man,
geez,
Markel
I'm already
scared money doesn't win, Brad. Let's go.
Fonz is in. Oh my God, Fonz is on it now.
Oh man, Joe Rockhead said, "Get a dog, Brad."
Rockhead goes get a dog.
I listen. I deserve this. I admit it. I deserve it. But I'm being prudent. And by the way, Anthony, I too remember that Jeff Rulin 27-point game.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God. I remember it was like, you're like, the guy looked like the greatest player in the NBA history.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is
I
remember it. It was 27 and 17, I think.
I thought it was 13.
27 and 14, maybe.
I thought 13.
It was 27 points.
But it was definitely double-digit boards. Yeah.
I think it was 27 and 14. But I remember it, and I think it was 27 points, so like you said, almost positive.
Yeah.
I had a testifying court of court of law.
The next day, he wakes up, there's swelling. And we were like, the knee. How's the knee?
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys spent a Friday night watching him. I was in the park with some boys pounding some beers. Yeah, hey.
God bless.
And I was in the park pounding some Prism TV back in the day.
Yeah.
Prism. Shout out to Prism.
We were watching.
Yeah, Prism, man. Prism was that.
Big Lou was hooking up in the park.
Prism, yeah, exactly. I just didn't.
He's Lou's down. He doesn't know half these guys either. He's with me.
First of all, again, when we do that, I'm looking forward to the Sixers list. VGC.
Well, you can try and humiliate me some more tomorrow. We'll come back.
Absolutely. I'm listening.
All right. What do you got?
Give me 20. I got 2 props for you, though. I want to get them in before I get out of here. Tanner Houck, Boston Red Sox, 16.5 outs. We're going over 24-7 last year. Went over his first game this year. He, I think, is their most consistent starting pitcher. Well, obviously, what's his name? The guy they just got, Garrett Crochet, is their best. But he was their most consistent starter last year. I think he gets 5 2/3 inning against the Baltimore team. I don't think it's personally great this year. And NBA,
that's a great play. He's like he's a Nolan Light. He eats up innings.
Exactly. He's a Nola Light. He usually doesn't throw a insane amount of pitches, but he usually is a veteran.
Yeah.
He gets the 6 innings. He'll get 5 2/3. He needs 16.5 outs. I say he gets there. Brooke Lopez, under 6.5 rebounds. Well, I'm looking. It's funny. Anthony, I bet this last night. I took plus $1.40. It's now laying some juice. I think you have to lay closer to $1.40 now. But I thought this line was really crazy off. He's 53 and 22 to the under. Brooke Lopez does a lot of things well. Rebounding ain't one of them.
No. And by the way, how much are they going to play when they win by 40?
Well, yeah, again, they're a
Against the
13-point favorite, so I believe. So,
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, who goes to Sixer games, by the way? May I ask?
Nobody. No, nobody goes. No, I mean,
It's the old. Remember the old thing I used to remember.
The year, like, let's just get, let's just duck our heads, not talk about us.
Do you remember the old joke when they'd say, "I saw 2 Sixer tickets on some guy's front window shooting mark when he came back, the window was smashed in and there was 4 tickets put in there."
That's fabulous. I love it.
Man, that's the Sixers now, man.
That's it, brother. You're right on. Great stuff, Brad.
All right, I'm thinking about this. The peer pressure. I'll do it.
Brain steps up.
Yeah.
Stoner.
Way to do it, Brain. Way to
I may lose, but I'm not going to be bullied.
What's the line?
2.5.
2.5.
All right, you're going to do the 2.5.
2.5. Now, this is one at least. I will, for everyone watching. Last thing I'll let you go. For everyone watching, I have a blank load of money on Auburn to win the tournament, so I'm rooting like crazy for them. I'm rooting now. But if Auburn loses by 1 or 2, I will be coming in crying with tears, because at least if Auburn loses by 3, beating VG will be worth so much to me mentally.
Well,
it'll make up for that Auburn
You'll need
loss.
to go into that
If
Duke
they
game.
lose
You're
by
going to need
1
that
or 2,
victory.
if they lose by 1 or 2, I will be crying like Tom Hanks in that baseball movie. There's no crying. They'll be crying in sports gambling.
All right, Duke.
Appreciate
Florida,
you guys.
He's got Florida, and he's got Houston. You got Duke and Auburn.
If it's poetic justice, it'll be 1-1. It's 6-6-1 right now. It'll be fun if it's 7-7-1 going into that final.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
One day it'll be a steel cage.
I won't mind being up 2 on you, but yeah.
Well, then we'll have to
pick
the
the
game up
total.
worth 3.
Yeah, we'll have to get the
pick
total.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The total will be coming into play if I'm down 2. You better believe it.
Listen, Brain, great stuff, buddy.
Be good, guys.
See you,
Brain.
pal. Here he is, the Brain. Checking in. Brought to us by the Bet Park Sportsbook, an online casino app. Make sure you check it out. Let's talk about them. That's it. Bet Parks. The only app that we recommend right here on the show is the Bet Parks Casino Sportsbook Casino app. So, Final Four, Saturday, you see the lines, see which way to play. You can do all kinds of props, do anything you want. All the baseball, they got it ready. All the big Philly series, all those props that he talks about, like Halk over innings, you can play right on the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app.
You might want to think about the over today with the Phillies, Taiwan on the hill. Over number's 9.5.
9.5?
Yes.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Well, it tells you Taiwan's going to get rocked. It's all right. Phillies will put up. Maybe Phillies put up.
Yeah,
I
I can't wait. This is probably going to be a junk lineup today.
Yeah, it's all right. Listen, I don't even care
Give
about
JT the day off.
Yeah. Be ready for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And Shohei.
Yep.
All right?
All
The
about
Shohei showdown.
Love it.
That's going to be awesome. Oh, you can play it all on the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. And there's always another way to win on the app, like all the great casino games they have. So live dealer blackjack, roulette, you name it, the poker and baccarat. You like the baccarat?
I do. They got another one, another new friend I'm playing.
Oh, okay. So they have all the slots, right? So he loves the slots, and they have Peaky Blinders slots, Rocky slots. I mean, you name it. After all the TV shows, Squid Games, and he also likes Betty the Yeti, Cleopatra.
Yep.
Who else? No, who's the next one?
There's a new one. Just
yeah.
came out. Just got released.
Look, Andrew, look at him. He's all excited.
Dude,
He
because
loves his games.
once you hear this name of the slot, you're going to smile yourself. Armadillo Artie.
Armadillo Artie.
That's a good name.
That is a good one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's
That's better than Punxsutawney
It's
Phil.
Armadillo Artie Gone Wild.
Yes.
That's the name of the slot.
Oh, really? Wow, the Armadillo. All right. I like it. So, oh, my God. You get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're a new customer. If you're down the first 24 hours, betparks.com has all the details. You got to be 21. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Oh, man. Home repair stuff. Who likes it? Not me. So if you're doing flooring, we got some friends. Empire Today are here to help you out. And just like your favorite team needs a home court or home field advantage, your home needs a home floor advantage, and Empire Today can help you get it. Empire Today has flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. We've all been to those big box stores. We wander aisles endlessly, and somehow you're hauling all these materials home and you need an installer and you're trying to coordinate everything yourself, and it's a big pain in the butt. Those big box stores, and they also might have a flooring department. You know, you talk to the person there and you realize they don't know what they're talking about. They're probably working in sinks yesterday and stocking light bulbs tomorrow. Who knows? So why is Empire your best bet? Well, they live and breathe flooring, and they will be with you every step of the way. So it's a whole different ballgame. They make it so much easier. They got flooring experts that bring the showroom right to your home. They got some software. They take some pictures of your house or your room. They take some sand that you pick out the flooring. They put it into software, and you can see how it looks right in your own house. So you don't have to worry about if it's going to match your furniture. You can see if it matches your furniture. And with Empire Today, you get clear, upfront, and all-inclusive pricing. Plus, you can schedule installation as soon as the next day. So schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. PHLY listeners can receive a $350 discount when using the promo code PHLY. Yeah, you heard it right. $350 discount with the code PHLY. Restrictions do apply, so visit Empire Today/PHLY for the full details.
Empire
Today.
All right. Now, this portion of the program brought to you by Rite Aid, riteaid.com/PHLY to find the store and pharmacy nearest you. Now, joining us, my man, God bless him. He does such good work.
Great football guy, and he's probably a little happy with some hockey news in Philadelphia area.
He's a basketball guy.
Oh, I thought we were doing Mikey G next.
Mikey G's at 10:30.
Oh, my bad.
No, what?
Where's his head at?
You know,
I don't know.
I'm so psyched about beating up the brain on this
I know.
tournament. I'm just all over the place.
Once again. All right. The stoner.
Yeah,
Once again.
yeah. He's up at the clouds.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, not while I work. Stop it. But do not do that while I work.
You know, John Marks this
No,
morning.
again,
John Marks.
brain cells. Well, Johnny,
Yeah.
Johnny, forget about it. It's not even fair.
Dude,
I feel sorry
you
for
can't
Kyle.
even imagine what he was talking on his show this morning about.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't want to know.
No,
Don't tell
you don't
me.
want to know.
I don't want to.
No, not when
As
there's
the,
young people in the room. No.
I don't want to know. As the senior member of the staff here
Yes.
who runs things, I don't want to know.
No.
I don't want to know. Yeah. I feel bad for Kyle because he does such great work and it's wasted on this team.
This team.
Oh, here he is. The great Kyle Neubeck, all PHLY Sixers.
Like that hoodie.
Yeah,
Thank you. I
That
like
is a
it
great
too.
hoodie.
Yeah.
He's got a good hat on, too.
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
They're all
That's
chesty
why.
after the
Liverpool fan like
Derby
me,
win
yeah.
yesterday, right? Was it yesterday?
The Derby, you got it right, yeah.
No, the Derby. Very good. I like it.
Yeah,
Beat up on my Evertonians.
good.
Well, Kyle. The saga continues. Is the surgery a placebo attempt for the arthroscopic look-in?
I got to be honest, Anthony, I was surprised that there was all this waiting time and preamble. And hey, he's had all these meetings with doctors, and well, you're going to hear something soon just to say you're basically doing the gold standard, minimally invasive procedure, right? Because that's what arthroscopic is. It's they go in there, you don't have to do much of anything. Maybe you can clear it out. Maybe you can do a few small things here and there.
We'll nip and tuck.
Honestly, yeah. Telling us that it's an arthroscopic knee surgery doesn't actually tell us what they're doing, what they think they're looking for, what they think they're going to solve. What it does tell us is that they are sticking with this theme that has been true since before last season, which is doing the least risky stuff for the most possible benefits they can get out of it. Because Anthony, I think you and I probably talked at some point, some of the stuff that was on the table or at least floated is on like the experimental end, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about, I had to learn how to say the word osteotomy, which is a procedure where they basically break and realign your bones to take pressure off of areas that you're experiencing pain and swelling. But that's that's typically a procedure that's done for people who are trying to avoid a knee replacement, right? Like people in their middle ages, certainly not professional athletes. We're talking about radiation therapy, which has not really been used since like the 50s and early 60s, but it's something they've tested with guys dealing with osteoarthritis. Again, I have to keep using all these. I said yesterday to someone, I should have majored in pre-med in college as a dual major with English. So
I'm going to get you an internship at Rothman. All right.
Rothman would be a useful internship for me at this point. But so the strange thing is, if he is dealing with osteoarthritis, and I think he is, because he's got no meniscus in the knee, he presents all the symptoms of it. Arthroscopic surgeries are known to not really be helpful for those types of cases, right? Arthroscopic surgeries are mostly helpful for, you got something loose, maybe it's a cartilage piece, there's a bone fragment, whatever it is. You get in there, you clean that out, and then you stop experiencing these symptoms. But what we know is that that's likely not the case, right? And so maybe he gets some short-term benefit from this, and he's able to start working out regularly, play regularly, and that just helps him toughen the knee up. But I got to tell you, I don't really understand why this, and more importantly, why this after the long wait. They could have done a scope months ago if they thought that was going to be the solution.
Yeah, dude, I feel you. I don't know. That's why it feels more like, and my guy over here talked about a placebo effect, and that's what it kind of feels like. Where, hey Joe, like we're gonna go in and we'll see and what we could do, and we did our best. We cleaned it up. You got a couple little nicks and you're still gonna have some pain, but you'll be able to deal with it. You'll be able to play, get in shape. You'll be able to go. I mean, that's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, and I think so much of this, and you and I have talked about this a good amount. Like, I think a lot of it too is just he has to adjust mentally to what this new reality is, right? Like he went from a guy who, even on a bad knee, dealing with Bell's palsy in a playoff series, was averaging what, 33, 10, and 5.
Yeah.
And didn't look very good in the Olympics. Obviously, we can debate, should he have been there at all that. Right. But like, to go from that Knicks playoff series while he's banged up to what he looked like this year and just not being able to get on the floor, that's a dramatic turn, right? He couldn't move defensively. These lineups with him, Paul George, and Maxey were underwater, right? They're not just not beating up on teams, they're actively losing the teams with this, group of 3 stars that are supposed to lead the team. So I'm sure it's shocking to him on some level that after all these recoveries, surgeries, periods where he had to come back and did come back and was himself, that he couldn't just turn it on. He couldn't be the Joel Embiid that he's used to being. So he does need to kind of come to grips with that. And whether that's adjusting his game, adjusting his approach, whatever it is, he certainly made an effort he dropped weight and stuff to take pressure off the knee as much as he can. But yeah, I think a lot of this is you have to accept, like, hey, maybe I can't move as much as I used to, but that means I have to put more emphasis on the positioning for whether that's defending, rebounding, whatever it is, and just doing whatever I can to be the best guy I can be for this team.
I mean, I think even best case scenario, his defense is going to take a huge hit because he's not going to have bursts to go up and rim protect like he used to, right? Like, he's going to have to focus on more being just an offensive player.
Well, and so I think some of it too is like he might be able to rim protect Anthony because he's just so big.
Right. But you know what I mean? Like, where he weak side, he had that burst come from the weak side. Like, you're right. Like, but if he gets pulled out, it is what it is. Like, he's not going to be able to recover.
And I would also say, but part of it is like maybe he can contest that initial shot. But part of what made him really special and what separates the guys at the top as centers from other guys is that he could contest a shot and get the rebound, right? Like, it's that the second jump ability, the ability to recover after the first jump, ball hits the rim, I'm hands up, head up, eyes on the ball, I bring it down, and then teams going the other way. And he has never been like the elite rebounder that
No.
I think he could be, or at least he hasn't been that for a little while now. But that's what I would worry about
No, he
too.
should have
Is
been
like
grabbing
whether
15 boards a game. Like he had the ability to be a great rebounder. But
and there have been periods where he's been a great rebounder, but it's just not consistent enough, right? So that's where I would worry. I would worry about him defending in space, which like that's increasingly what the NBA is about, right? All the high pick and roll, the forcing switches. Like you probably don't want him switching all that much. They never have had him do that historically, but asking him to try to chase guards and wings around, given the difference in movement ability and foot speed at this point, probably not the best idea. So yeah, it's going to be largely about the offensive skill and like how he can serve as a hub there. I still think like the skill level is so high that as long as he can just get back into a rhythm and gain some continuity with these guys, that I certainly still believe in. But he's got to be out on the floor for any of this to matter. And that's kind of the big question still.
So what's it? You got to forgive us because,
of course,
the eyes are not glued to them.
Nor should they be.
What's it like at these games? I mean, look, I know they're just in a hurry to finish the season, but what's it like individually at these games?
There's not a lot of juice. We'll put it that way. And I honestly think one of the most telling things was not in Philadelphia, but when they played the Knicks the other night, right? If we would have sat down after that Knicks series a year ago, and you would have told the two of us, the group of us, VG, Andrew, me, you, and said, hey, next April, 2 weeks before the playoffs, there's going to be a Sixers-Knicks game at the Garden. Between this series and then, the Sixers are going to sign Paul George. They're going to sign Caleb Martin. They're going to get the breakout star of the Olympics. They're going to draft the kid who was the best rookie in the NBA when he was on the floor and name a bunch of things that happened. And then you would say that Knicks game will have zero juice, that the Garden crowd just like is kind of checked out for most of that game. It would have seemed unfathomable, right? We were all excited, even though Sixers lost, like, man, this is really cool. Sixers and Knicks are never good at the same time. And this might be like there's all these storylines and fun angles. And it was like being in a funeral home for most of that game, right? Wow. And I get it, right? Because most of these guys on the Sixers are fringe NBA players, G League guys. And like, as someone who's covering all them, I'm happy for these guys that they're getting opportunities they wouldn't have, right? Whatever the results are, they're fighting for their careers. They're trying to stick around the league. Like they're important things for them on an individual level. But we all know everyone in the city just wants them to lose every single game. Yeah. So it's not something that you need to be, particularly dialed in on. And so we turn our attention to the ping pong balls, the other teams that they're competing with for lottery stuff, and certainly the NCAA tournament. I mean, they load manage. It's wrapping up here.
Yeah, I mean, they load manage Grimes. Like, it's amazing, right? Like, they're almost afraid to play him enough minutes because listen, the one thing about that kid could score, right? Like, he can score. There's nobody on the floor with him, and the Knicks were doubling him the entire game, and he still got 26. And he was being doubled the whole game. So I watched it, but,
That's because you're a true sicko like the rest of us here.
I know.
Can't check out entirely.
I can't. What's the status in theirs? I mean, it appears like that's probably going to go sideways.
It's really hard to tell, right? There's been conflicting signs. Like I was of the mind that when they had the guys available, right? Joel, Paul, Tyrese, and they're losing games to bad teams too, right? They lost to Toronto. Yeah. They lost to Brooklyn. They lost to some of these teams that they're competing with in the lottery. So it ends up being good for the team. But there are games where they just laid down, right? And you're like, oh man, I don't know that they can bring this guy back, right? But I think it's going to either be they clean house entirely, like it's Daryl Morey out and Nick Nurse out, or I don't think anybody's gone. And so I don't think Daryl is inclined to lay this season at the feet of Nick Nurse. And he has historically been very vocal about, when I hire a coach, I give that coach at least 4 years, right? Like I don't come in and pull the rug out from under these guys. I'm not throwing coaches under the bus. And that's something that he firmly believes in. The question, I guess, for me is, does Josh Harris look at how this season has played out and say, somebody's got to go? And that's what I don't have a read on right now. I think you've heard some things, like there's been the Bob Myers whispers out there. Obviously, they had the connection from the Commanders stuff. And there's been a lot of things floating around, but nothing concrete enough to say they're in or out. But my suspicion is it's either or not, or neither.
Gotcha. I got to tell you, I don't. Obviously, it's not his fault what happened.
Yeah,
but I was unimpressed with the job he did.
I agree. I don't think he's not the main problem,
right?
But he hasn't been part of a solution,
right?
And I think for me, the biggest indictment on him this season was well before this, right? Everything in March is just like, it's a bunch of guys you're taking off the street, whatever.
Exactly.
But to come into the year, and the team at least has some idea that you're going to manage Joel very carefully, right? They didn't think he was going to be this bad, but they certainly knew, like, hey, he's not playing back-to-backs. We're going to rest him throughout the year. You need to come into the season with a firm plan B. This is how we play. This is what we do without Joel. And it never existed. They ran the same stuff. They did the same things with or without Joel. And so I don't think he's helped their cause. I don't think the defensive scheme that they're running makes a lot of sense, right? Like it's this overly aggressive, try to force turnovers. I get all that. And they did have the personnel at times to make that work, but it's just a shooting gallery for other teams. You're giving up open three after open three after open three. And there's a reason you're near the bottom of the league in defense, even before this stretch of March.
Yes.
So I just think on the tactical side, it has not been good, and he just has had no answers for anything that's happened to him.
No.
Well, I got you your call because I've been kind of checked out. I was excited. I mean, not excited, but I was a fan of Adembona when he was in UCLA. Has he shown anything? Can he be an energy guy who plays some good defense?
100%. We talked about this on the Sixers show this week, that I think my impression of him, he's one of those guys that plays so hard. I can't see a reason that he wouldn't carve out a career in the league, right? He runs the floor like crazy. He wants to block every shot. He's going after as many rebounds as he can. And I think more importantly, he has actually improved his skill and his touch and what he can do offensively. Because coming into the league, I talked to scouts prior to the draft and after the draft as well. Because once they take him, it's like, hey, what do you know about this kid that maybe I missed watching college basketball? And there were people who were like, this kid might not be able to execute like a basic dribble handoff. That he had that many struggles with his hands, his ability to put it on the floor. And now with, 6 games left in the season, he's running fake dribble handoffs where it's Ben Simmons used to do this with JJ Redick, where putting the ball out for the defender, going the other way, 1-2 dribbles and just dunking on people. And so you're seeing like actual growth from him that I don't know that people were expecting 2 years from now, let alone. And so his development recently and the amount of reps they've been able to give him has been a huge positive amidst all this other nonsense.
He's also been not clumsy defensively.
Yeah.
Like he goes after it. And so he's not fouling like those bad fouls, that he would pick up. He hasn't really, he's curbed those.
Yeah, he's definitely, and he talked to us the other night after one of their many losses recently and said one of the biggest things that's helped is just film review after every game, like applying himself there, where he's saying, hey, look, I did this wrong, I did this right. And then he's a gym rat. So he's in there at night working on whatever he can to. So I have a lot of confidence he'll at least be a rotation level player. And for a guy you take in the second round, that's a great outcome.
Yeah, you're right on. What's on tap today, buddy?
Well, the Sixers play the Fighting Doc Rivers, Milwaukee Bucks tonight. So we'll get to see what he has to say. Giannis is in town. I believe there's like a concert at halftime tonight at the Sixers game. So that'll probably be more entertaining than the game itself. But otherwise, we're just we're doing deep dives on these prospects coming up over the next 2 months, presumably, because that's the fun stuff we have left. Right?
Oh my God,
Coops,
it's going to be a blast. I'm
the
looking
Dylan
forward
Harpers,
to it.
the Ace Baileys, all these guys. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, let's do that together. We'll do some fun stuff with that because I love the draft.
Of course.
Love that stuff. My brother, as always, we love you. Continue doing your great work.
See you guys. Thanks for having me on.
There he is. Kyle Neubeck, all PHLY Sixers. Time now to talk to some of our friends. Mikey G, South Philadelphia's own, the NFL Network, coming up shortly.
Yeah.
Talk some tush push. I hate that name.
Some torts.
Some flyers.
Yeah.
You got to show Mikey that pic, that video.
Oh, yeah.
The Tortorella video.
Sweet.
All right. All right, let's talk some Parks Casino. We talk about the app, but what about the casino? Street Road, Ben Salem. Place to hang. What a spot. All right. Action, excitement, headline entertainment. How about Sunday, this coming Sunday? You're going to be there after the Phillies?
Yeah, you never know.
The inside the Liberty Bell Beer Garden at Parks Casino.
Yeah, I'm all
it's
about
Cosmos with Candace.
Yeah.
Candace Bushnell, the author of Sex and the City, is going to hang out there all evening with Cosmos and telling stories.
Yeah, if Andrew's smart, he'd put you there too.
Well, you should bring a girl there, dude.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
You going with one of your
That's a good idea.
one of your swipe rights?
Probably hang out with slightly older ladies too, if he likes. If
that's
that's
all
his
right.
You
thing.
can roll with some swipe rights over there at Parks Casino.
Yeah. I'm into it.
All right, here you go, Andrew. Thousands of hot slots, state-of-the-art sports book, beautiful poker room, an all-weather beer garden, and a collection of award-winning restaurants. Parks Casino, this is how you win Pennsylvania's #1 casino. Tickets on sale now for these headlines. April 11th, the Isley Brothers.
This old heart of mine's been broke 1,000 times. Each time you break away.
Who's getting a kick out of you guys? Comedians Chad Daniels, Kelsey Cook from the Pretend Problems podcast. April 16th, Psychic Mac Frazier. April 26th, comedian Gary Owen. May 30th, country artist Ashley McBride.
Never wanted to be that girl.
May 16th, Larry the Cable Guy.
Get her done.
June 7th, the Long Island Median. Your cousin, Teresa Caputo.
Hey, Terry Caputo. Can't wait.
July 12th, comedian Mark Norman. What else? You got any more?
Yeah, we got Warrant Saturday night. She's my cherry pie. Cool drink of water, such a sweet, sweet high. And we got our favorite KC and the Sunshine Band Friday, July 18th. I'm your boogeyman.
I'm your boogeyman.
Turn me on. I'm your boogeyman.
Do what you want.
Dinner and drinks before the show. Liberty Bell Gastropub, Beer Garden, Parksville Steakhouse, Bamboo Noodle House, Chickies and Pete's. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You're going to be 21 if you've gambling problem. Please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's talk a little timeline. It's my new supplement. I love this timeline. All right. Timeline, it works with the cells in your body to help reverse age-related decline. All right. It's got their proprietary ingredient called MitoPure. Now, what this does is the benefits include strength, energy, endurance. They've done 15 plus years of research, secured 30 U.S. patents for their products. Amazing stuff. All right, I tell you, the last couple of weeks doing it, all of a sudden I can throw.
Got some velocity.
Yeah,
your velo's up.
My it is up, man. Let me tell you something. Popping a glove. Moss went, oh, daddy, look at that, popping a glove. Cells in our bodies are the building blocks of life. Timeline is a supplement that works with those cells to give you more energy, feel stronger during workouts, and preserve health and mobility as you start to age. That's where the MitoPure comes into play, all right? So it gets your cells and helps your body systems to work better. It cleans it out. It's like the cells of your battery packs.
Good time to
It cleans
start.
out the battery
Spring
packs.
spring cleaning is a good time for it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Perfect. Timeline is giving you 10% off of MitoPure right now. Go to timeline.com/PHLY to get started. Timeline.com/PHLY.
You'll be bench pressing Johnny Marks soon.
I mean, I can do that now. Forget that. Johnny Marks. Are you kidding me? I can do that one hand. Luke can do it with 2 fingers.
Oh, yeah, I know that. No doubt about that.
TrueMark.com/PHLY brings us this next segment. And joining us from the NFL Network, our own, he's family. He, of course, as I stare at his head, is the top of his hat. There it is. Mikey Garafolo.
I just got an email. Speaking of hats, I just got an email that my Clearwater Threshers Phillies ice cream cap has shipped. Did you see those a couple weeks ago?
Yes.
They had the ice cream with so I ordered one. I actually checked on it about a week ago. I was like, did I miss the shipment? It hadn't shipped yet. I just got it. So I had to settle for the.
Who's got the tomato pie?
Iron Pigs, Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs.
Dude, you got to check this out. Show them. Can you dig it up?
I mean, are we going down the road of putting every bit of food inside a helmet?
We got good tomato pie.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to have 500 hats.
Yeah. Where do you see this? It's actually cool. I was like, tomato pie. And then I saw it, and it looks good. Andrew's bringing it up. He's going to pull it up and show you. Here it is. What do you think? That's good, right?
I don't love it. Yeah, but at least the Dole Whip. I had to settle for the Dole Whip because I missed the sprinkles, so I had to settle for the Dole Whip one, which is more of a Florida thing. I preferred just the sprinkles. It didn't have a logo on it. It's just a piece of pizza, right?
No, look at it. It's perfect. Tomato pie, sauce, crust, Parmesan.
I understand what it is. What I'm saying is, at least the Dole Whip had the helmet as the bowl had a logo.
Right.
That's just a piece of tomato pie.
Yeah, but that's great. It's awesome. It's a freaking cassia.
See, I don't think you're understanding. I would like a little branding with.
They're changing the team name to the Lehigh Valley Tomato Pie for the day.
Then I'm in. Then I'm in.
Yeah, they're not just throwing it up there for tomato.
Now would it be like the Orlando Magic, no S at the end, like the tomato pie, or would it be the tomato pie?
The Jazz.
The Jazz, right? Yeah.
That's fabulous. Speaking of which, new food group that you got to try when you come down. We had a delivery real close to where you grew up. The Skinny Joey cheesesteak. Fabulous. Dude, he brought
Was
it
it
in.
good?
We had him in Friday.
It better be good.
They were tremendous.
First of all, you got the backing, you got the connections, and you got a guy that knows food. So I would hope, Joey's a classy guy when it comes to food. So I would hope that the quality would be there. I expected it to be there. I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, I'll give it a shot. I haven't had cheesesteak in forever.
Bryce Harper went to go see him the other night.
I saw that
the other night.
Lil Snuff posted on Facebook the video of him and Bryce together. I did see that.
Yes, tremendous.
Lil Snuff's been doing his
tremendous steak. Tremendous.
Yeah, Lil Snuff's been doing his food reviews all over town. He was at Me Pal's Deli the one day.
Yes.
So why do I need reviews of places I've been eating for 40 years now? But I watched it, didn't I?
All right. Let's talk tush push. What's the real story? The play is unsightly. The play takes the drama out of the 3rd and 1, 4th and 1.
Keep going.
Is it the idea that they don't want the analytics to take over? Like you saw basketball with a 3-point problem, the math, you see it with baseball and the strikeouts and launch angle, and they're seeing this thing going, we can't have 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 be automatic. And are they jealous of the Eagles?
There it is. I was waiting for you to hit the last one.
I'm saving that one. That's the
that
right
was
cross.
4. That was A, B, C, and D. How about E, all of the above? I noticed you didn't put health and safety in there.
Because that's the straw man argument.
Anthony.
They propped it up to say, who could be against player safety? Philadelphia,
exactly what they wanted.
because they're a bunch of meatheads in
Man.
Philadelphia.
They throw snowballs at
That's
Santa.
exactly what they wanted. I think I may have to wipe my camera here. Hang on a second. That's exactly what they wanted because they knew that the best chance, all that other stuff you mentioned, was not going to garner the support from everybody involved. So that what they needed was, what is going on here?
No, you're fine, dude. You're fine. Don't worry about
What's
it.
on there? All right. So what they needed was the health and safety thing, right? Because now, think about this. Once you say it's potentially a health and safety thing, if you don't vote it through and then someone gets significantly hurt, well, you admitted ahead of time that you knew it was a dangerous play, but yet you didn't outlaw it. So basically you're liable, right?
Right.
Like that's what they don't want any of that. They don't want any of that. So I believe it was, once we throw that out there, they got to come with us on that because then we can't walk it back. So the commissioner, with all due respect, he is my boss. But, and I said this on air, so I'm good saying it again. I disagree that there's not enough data. I think there's plenty of data. There's not enough of the negative data. There's not enough of the injury data. They're waiting for that. So when he says there's not enough data, that's not true. This play has been run repeatedly for the last 4 years, and the injury data is not there. But you have data, just not the data that you're talking about. So I heard from someone. Who said they brought this up to the competition committee 2 years ago and said, but said I don't like the way to play. I don't like the look. I don't like the look of the play. It's a rugby scrum, all that stuff. And the member on the competition committee told them, give it a year. I believe give it a year means let's get the data and let's see about the injuries that occur on the play. And
we'll get rid of it.
And they didn't get it.
Yeah.
And now the word is proactive. So you're absolutely right in your assessment there. I believe it's going to now come under the umbrella of no pushing, no pulling anywhere on the field, which eliminates that play. Because then it was like, and Albert Breer reported that Mike Vrabel got up during the meeting and said, well, what's to stop me from pushing the guards? Because as written, I can't push the quarterback immediately after the play. And there was some parsing of what's immediate, what's not immediate. Like, if you say no pushing, no pulling, that gets rid of everything all over the field. I actually didn't even realize I was probably covering the Giants at one point. Somebody pushed somebody in 2007 or 2008. I was like, you can't do that. That's illegal. Because that's what I remember growing up. I remember there was a play, the Eagles had a play.
02, they changed the rule.
It was, they were saying it was 04?
Yeah.
03, 04.
Yeah.
So I don't even remember. I mean, at that time, I'm covering one team, so I'm really not necessarily locked in on what's happening around. But I didn't even remember that change. I just remember seeing it one time and saying, no, it's illegal. No, they did away with that. They actually couldn't even remember at this meeting. Wait, why did we do that? And then somebody had to, because it was too hard to officiate down the field. So I think we're going back to the days of what we remember growing up. No pushing, no pulling anywhere on the field.
So, and that'll include your tight end. You can't push the tight end. He catches the ball in the flat. He's at the 2-yard line, and everybody pushes him in the end zone. That's the ball's dead at the 2.
You would have to go up and make contact with the defender. So if there's a guy holding him up, you can't push your guy in the back. You'd have to go find a way to get in there and move him.
Right.
And if that helps your guy move forward, fine. But you can't come up and give your guy a shot in the back to knock him over the goal line.
Which is a shame because that play, the fans love that play. Like when the running back's going and all of a sudden they push him and pushes him in the end zone.
Yeah, it's but I think that's the way to kind of get rid of all the loopholes potentially that you could see in the way that the Packers wrote the play. Look, as is, they didn't have it. They didn't have enough people to say.
That's why they tabled it.
Right, but they didn't have enough people to say, A, yes, I agree, it's dangerous. B, I don't think it's a football play. C, we're having a tough time. Now, I did talk to a defensive-minded head coach down there. And I said, well, why are the Eagles so good at it? Like, because that's the problem.
Right.
If it was more evenly successful, he said, well, because they've repped it, they've got the commitment. Michael Robinson, my colleague at NFL Network, continues to say that Jordan Mailata is the biggest key to the tush push and that Jalen always falls to his left because that's the side that's getting the push. To me, Mailata's 2 players out from the center, and he's like, no, but that's where the push continues And that's where the play continues toward. So it's that, you've got the commitment, you've got the mindset to get it done. They're really good about, because you can't rep it during the week, but you can rep the timing of it. So they come out of the huddle right on the ball, boom, go. You don't give the defense really necessarily a chance. They've done that a lot with the tempo off of that. And so he said, we played a team and we stopped them, and they hadn't run it that week, and they decided to do it that week. You're not just all of a sudden going to snap your fingers and be able to do it.
No.
It looks like you can, but there's a lot that goes into it, a lot that needs to be repped, even if you can't do it without full contact in practice. So I think that's a huge part of it, and I think it's I don't buy it doesn't look like football. I told Ian Rappaport, who tried to bring that up on air one time, I said, the Wildcat didn't look like the football that you were used to either. You didn't rule that out. No, that's football. Oh, why is that football?
Yes.
Traditional. Like, give me a break.
Yes.
That doesn't look. This looks like archaic football, just like the Wildcat did.
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the other thing too. Like they didn't have enough votes, so they table it. It's exactly what they do in Washington, right? Like, we try to get something through. We got to lobby it, so we'll push it to May, and by that point, we'll have enough votes to get it through. The other thing is, you look at this at their player safety thing, which you already poked holes in, but yet kickoffs, you want to promote more returns. So what happened with player safety there?
Well, they've done a good job with the kickoff. I really like what they've done with the kickoff, because the data tells you that now this. See, now this is what the kickoff. This is where the hypocrisy does come in, though.
Right.
The kickoff is now a little bit. The kickoff is now as dangerous as a regular play from scrimmage, right? As far as
no wedge busters, right?
As far as significant injuries, there were way more significant injuries on the kickoff. Now it's like, well, you'll get something here or there, but you get that on a play from scrimmage. The only way to get rid of all those injuries is to stop playing football, and nobody wants that. So I think that they've done a good job. It looks different. I get it. They now, though, the only part. Moving it out to the 35 feels like you're almost in scoring range, right? That's
2 plays. You're kicking, plus with the field goal range now with these kickers. You know?
But here's why: the average kick return, starting field position for returns. I don't know if this was just last year or if it was the last couple of years. I think it may have been just last year. Don't quote me on that, but the number is important.
Internet.
Come on, Mikey.
Come back, Michael. Come back. He's frozen. Just in the middle.
Just in the middle of a good stream, too.
No, that was we're talking about a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Oh my!
I was waiting for the data on.
I want the data.
Yeah. What's
the
say?
injuries?
Yeah.
We'll get him back. We'll worry about getting him back. Speaking of new show, I can't wait for this Mobland new show.
Don't know it.
Oh, dude, British gangsters.
Surprising you with your ninth and Christian softball jersey with your flag here, and you're excited for a show called Mobland.
What you trying to say?
I said what I'm saying.
What you trying to say?
As a fellow Italian, I can say
you're
that.
Not Italian. Not after the pizza that you ordered yesterday. All right?
Delicious.
We got Mike. Tell Michael real quick with the pizza you ordered yesterday. Tell me this is not a violation, Mike. All right?
Well, Mike, it was all day at the we went to the baseball game opening day. We hung out with friends. It's late at night, so I ordered this pizza. Classic tomato sauce on it, Parmesan Romano sauce, a garlic butter drizzle, some basil, some fresh mozzarella, grilled onion, some pineapple, some banana pepper, a buffalo drizzle, Kalamata olives, and a ranch drizzle.
Oh, he's not hearing you. We don't hear you. We don't hear you.
Do the people hear him?
He just said, "Are you guys down?" No, we're up. We thought it was you. Do you get Andrew? Yeah, we can't hear you.
What he was saying was that sounds like a dynamite pizza
No,
at the end of the night. That's what he said. At the end of the night, that sounds delicious.
Can you hear us, Michael? You can hear us. All right. He can hear us, but we can't hear him. No. It's on our end? Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. That's a good pie. That's a good pie. Put up the hands.
That pie is this. You would never order that. That's Quisita. No, that pie is this. You would never order that. We will throw you at you. All right, buddy. I don't know what the freak happened. Get Julie up here. I love you. We'll call you. Yeah,
he's
Mike,
calling you.
He's calling.
Put it on speakerphone.
I don't know if you can hear
Your
it.
microphone.
Put me on speaker.
Yeah, you're on speaker.
All right, so I couldn't hear. What was the pie? Because I jumped off and came back on. I thought maybe it was me, but it looked like it was you.
All right.
All right, here's a pie. It's a traditional pie with classic tomato sauce, Parmesan Romano sauce on top of it, a garlic butter drizzle, basil, fresh mozzarella, grilled onion, pineapple, banana pepper, a buffalo drizzle, Kalamata olives, and some ranch drizzle.
I knew there had to be a pineapple in there somewhere, based on Cuz's reaction.
Yeah, of course.
Up until then, I was there until then. I mean, it's not. It doesn't belong there.
You need a little sweet with the heat.
That's a vomit piece.
Some sweet pepper.
And
You guys
ranch
probably
and garlic butter. Who puts garlic butter drizzle on pizza, Mike?
Delicious.
So anyway, back to the kickoff.
Yes, thank you.
Finish it, Mike?
Yeah, can the audience hear him? Can we hit the chat?
Can you guys let us know if you hear Mikey?
So, all right, look, you can hear it on the phone, so I'll do it this way. So the average starting position was the 28.8 yard line. So now, if you're kicking off, you say, well, if I let him return it, I open up the possibility to take it to the house. So the difference was only a yard, 1.2 yards, basically. So I'll give up the extra 1.2 yards to not have a big return go against me. So
We got you. This is great.
Woo.
Yes. Thank you, Luz.
Is going to find a way to get the show on the air.
You're
anyway.
amazing, dude. You're right away.
Anyway.
Call me on the phone. Put it on speaker over the phone. You were a great producer. All right. You are that's genius.
It's experience is what it is. So now you've given up. Now you move it to the 35, and now it's 6.2 yards, right? So now it's like that's where they analyze. You don't want to go to the 40. That's too much, obviously. So 35. So that's why we're at the 35. It's basically, do you want to give up an extra 6.2 yards based on average return by kicking it into the end zone? And remember, it's got to go into the end zone. You could try to get a touchback by landing it before the goal line. Then get it. Now that starts at the 20. So maybe we'll see a little bit more of that. But I do listen. I go back to, I was having this conversation last night with Bob Papa, who does the Giants.
Yeah, he's a good guy,
play-by-play.
Bob. I like Bob.
Yeah, and I've known Bobby for years. And I said I go back to Adrian Awasam was a defensive end for the Giants who suffered a neck injury because he was trying to bust a wedge.
Yeah.
Or he may have been the wedge. And I remember doing a whole story on the kickoff needs to change. And John Mara talking to him because he was a longtime member of the competition committee. And, John said, we've got to find a way to make it safer. And then a couple years later, they had a game against the Saints that they won because of the kickoff return. They had 2 kickoff returns. David Wilson, the running back, had 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown and he had like 250 kickoff return yards that game, whatever the number wound up being. And I remember because I think I was at USA Today or Fox at the time, I can't remember. But instead of covering the game like you do as a local guy, you do. So I said, here's a good story about a guy who has been trying to make the kickoff safer, and everybody thought that we were just going to do away with it and just spot the ball. And I remember talking to John after the game. I said, the kickoff return helped you win this game. It's still he said, yeah, but we got to make it safer. I was like, yeah, but it's still a part of the. So they want it to be a part of the game, and they want it to be safer. I think they've done a nice job with it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I listen. I do too. I'm with you because the return is an exciting piece of the game. I was only bringing it up because of the hypocrisy with the tush push. With the kickers today, you would think that the guys would get better at the landing zone because these kickers are skilled today.
Yeah. Yeah, you got. I mean, I remember seeing a couple of them last year, and people were confused. Well, why is that at the 20 instead of the 30? And it's like, well, they didn't know the specifics of the rule. If it lands in the landing zone, then goes in. And I remember thinking to myself, why aren't more teams trying to do this?
Yeah.
Now you've got speedy guys down there that can get to the spot and make sure it doesn't bounce, and they can return at that point. So I understand what you're saying. They're good. You're also flirting with the potential of kicking it out of bounds. You know, because you're going to have to put it into the corner there. You go too far. Now you got that problem. I just,
it's interesting.
When they said 35, I'm like, that's one first down. Speaking of kickers being good, that's one first down, and you don't get exactly 10 yards. You're getting anywhere from 11 to 15. You're at midfield. One first down. And now that's a 68-yard field goal. You're on the verge of makeable range for these guys. It's just that worries me a little bit. I got to see how it plays out. My thought was they were going to just move the spot of the kickoff back to encourage more returns that way. So you'd be fielding it inside the 5. It'd be harder to get it to the end zone. But they said no, they didn't want to mess with that because they didn't want to mess with the setup zone and all that stuff. And then you got more run up again. So it's a balancing act, and who knows? We may see more tweaks in the coming years till they finally feel like they get it right.
Hey, just real quick, because you were down there. What was the story with Sirianni and McDermott?
The heated exchange. Well, it was Howie. It was Howie and who else was in
wasn't Nick involved too?
I mean, in the meeting too. I don't think he was in that little side because it was McVay and McVay and. I forget the specifics of it, but there was a side conversation apparently afterward. But Howie got up in the middle of the meeting and was like, basically what I said, show me the data. Show me the data. You think it's dangerous? Show me the data. He's not stupid. He knows which way it's going to go, but he's not going to go down without a fight.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Hey, and why was Sean? I still don't know why Sean was so against it, seeing how that he has Josh Allen and he ran it.
Yeah, I think he's just a defensive guy who, well, I mean, listen, you got a defensive guy, but then you got offensive guys that are against it. But a defensive guy who realizes that this is
you can't
tough to stop.
Yeah.
And the one thing, and I saw you had Spags on. I saw a piece of the interview. I didn't see the whole thing. I don't know if he mentioned, because Chris Jones got hurt.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to have him angled, which is not a great idea.
No.
You're going this way, and they're coming in here, and that's why he suffered a neck injury.
Yep.
But I understand why he tried it and why he did it. So I think the defensive guys
we talked
saying,
all about it. He talked about the injury, talked about trying to stop it and the whole thing. Yeah.
So they're saying, now I can understand from their perspective, we're now going to have to start doing stuff that could hurt our guys, maybe. But it's also that it's tough to stop, right? That it's becoming automatic, like you said.
My brother, great stuff as always, man. I love it. We got to steal you over the next month with the draft, all kinds of. How's my boy? What are you hearing about? What are you hearing about my boy Kyle McCord?
Kyle McCord, I didn't realize you and Kyle McCord, but how you known him for years?
I love the kid. He's a prep kid. Okay. Father's a great guy, really good athlete. Derek.
Yeah. He's an interesting one because we've seen now. It's like first round, top of the second. Otherwise, you fall off to the third day. Like there's really hasn't been sort of the third, fourth round. I think there's been a couple, but like if the quarterback is that good, you're taking him up top there, top of day 2. So I think he's in the conversation there. I do. He's got the tools. He's got the ability to put the ball where he needs to put it. To make NFL type throws is what I hear. I think his session with the Saints apparently was really good. Tolzien was the quarterback coach, was up there, former quarterback himself. So I hear that they had a good session. The Saints are kind of poking around all levels. They're going to do something at the quarterback position. It may not be till day 2 or 3 or maybe first round. I know a lot of teams are connected to Jackson Dart, the Giants being one of them. If they don't go, Shador at 3. I think the Giants pick is going to be high drama.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah,
I don't care.
After what happened? Oh my God!
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. Like who gets picked. I just know when they're on the clock, all I want, my dream scenario for high drama is Cam Ward goes 1, Abdul Carter goes 2. Because then it's Hunter or Shador.
Yes.
Because now, and I said this last night. As a matter of fact, I said it to Papa. I said, well, they don't necessarily need the edge rusher. And I said, I understand what I'm saying. Like if he's there, they take him in their
have to, right.
They got Thibodeau and they got Brian Burns, but you find a spot for Abdul Carter.
You have to.
Years, right? Yeah. No, I get what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, The other one is like, oh man, generational two-way player at cornerback where you need help.
Right.
Who can play right away.
Yes.
Or the quarterback who may want to sit or may have to sit, excuse me. And now you're in that like, well, we take the quarterback because you need to have one. It's you need a franchise quarterback, number one. And number two, it's like, well, we got our guy. Let us stick here. He played well year one. You keep your job. Or you get Travis Hunter, who could potentially help you win games. And let's say all these additions, you hit on all of them, John Holland, Austin Adebo, and now you win, let's say 7-8 games, right? Because they're not going to the playoffs, but 7-8 games. Okay, great. You kept your job, you're staying. But now you're in the middle of the first round.
OT.
You still need the quarterback.
Yes.
So
no, I think you're spot on. We're in overtime right now with Mikey G.
Do we both get a possession? Is that how this works?
Well, I want You're quick. You're quick. I love the rule. I love what the Eagles. Now, I got one question for you. 10 minutes, you can bleed the quarter out. I mean, what's the rule if that happens?
That's it. Ball game. 10 minutes. You heard of the 4-minute offense? We're now going to work on the 10-minute offense in overtime. You hold the ball, you kick a field goal, game over. The other team does not get a possession.
Wow.
Or you hold it for 9.5, 9:15, and you leave them with 30 to 45 seconds. Then you make it harder on them.
They should give them an extra timeout.
You get
2.
You get 2 in overtime?
Yeah, they should give them 3.
So you're saying they should have 3?
Yeah.
It's interesting. That could be changed by. Maybe still got one more chance to do that in May, but I think they're sticking with the standard 2.
But if you get 3, it's a little more fair because now it forces you to get a possession.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you could do it just like the end of the game. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's
look, they want the games. They want, which is why they went to the 10-minute deal in the first place a couple of years ago. They want that game done by the time 4:25 kicks off.
You're right. I can't wait for the schedule. What are you hearing about the Christmas Day? It's going to be 3 games?
Yeah, we were talking about that last year because it was Wednesday last year. I said, well, when's Christmas next year? Thursday. And I go, well, Amazon's not giving up their game, so I guess we're having a Christmas Day triple header next year. And sure enough, they made that official. Yeah,
baby.
Except between Eagles, Giants, Jets, Ravens, Commanders, that'd probably be my. So I got all those teams. Somebody's playing. I'm working Christmas Day in 3 games.
Yeah, I know. The Angels are going to miss you. Santa Mikey, Santa Daddy.
Well, at least we had Philly a couple of years ago. I was able to do it, and just go to my mom's house in between when I was.
Yeah, that was nice. Show. That was nice. My brother, love you, buddy. Best to kiss the girls for me. Thank you.
You got it. We'll talk leading up to the draft. We'll figure it out.
Sounds good. There he is, the great Mike Garafolo, NFL Network. Fixed it. My old producer, now doing big things. He fixed the audio.
Scott G said he's Mike Garafone.
That's good. That's really good. All right. A couple of nuts. I wanted to show Mike the Tortorella.
We got sidetracked with football.
Yeah.
You always get sidetracked with football.
I get sidetracked with football because it's football.
I know.
Football.
It's the way it is.
Yeah, it's life. Show the Tortorella thing.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with Rite Aid. Yeah.
All right, Rite Aid back in the day moment. Here you go, John Tortorella. This is great. Torts and Larry Brooks, who was my colleague at the New York Post. You ready? Here it is.
Johnny McClain?
Yeah.
You should ask him.
Are you answering no questions or what?
I guess that's what I'm saying, Brooksy. You get that through your head?
I guess so.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a waste of time.
Well, then get the fuck out of here then.
I am.
Okay, see ya. Next question.
Yep. That sounds like him.
Tortorella! We miss you, Torts. No, we don't.
No, we don't. Not at all.
Didn't know that was in there.
Hey, Lou, come over here, Lou Galasso the third from Cherokee High. What are you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Here you go. Come on down. Let's talk into the mic for a second.
Thanks for having me on the show. It's great.
So I want to hear a little bit about, because we like to highlight youth athletes, You know, I love this stuff. And you're at Cherokee High. You are a sharpshooter, a 3-point sharpshooter, man.
Yeah.
I love this, man. Dad's been telling me all about it. I've been following you. You're a hell of a player.
Thank you, man.
So give me some of your resume.
Well, I'm I'm a sharpshooter, I would say.
I love it. Come on, Dad. Come in the background just so they can see you.
And I really got a good mid-range game, I would say. I practice it a lot, just like the one pull-up, like mid-range shot, kind of, and then let's just go right by.
One dribble, bang!
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Golasso,
Yeah.
bang!
Yep.
I love it. First team All-Conference, first team South Jersey, first team Burlington County, voted on the All-Star team for the South Jersey. High point score for Cherokee as a sophomore, high point score for 3 years running for your travel AAU team. 931 points, and you only played half your freshman year. Damn! That's all right, kid.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
awesome,
you.
man. You're a baller.
Thank you.
What's your AAU stuff coming?
It's coming next week. It's the first game, like the 18th, 19th. That'll be like the first weekend. I think it's at Spooky Nook in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah. That's all the ballers in there, dude.
It's starting.
How about it, VG? All the ballers. Kid's a baller. Love it. What's that?
Sounds like
He said, yeah. How about that, dude? That's impressive. My man,
All
good
right.
stuff. You enjoy the show?
Yeah, it was great.
We're going to be talking about you.
Yeah.
All right?
All
When you're in
right.
college, you'll be in the tournament.
Yeah.
Who you like in the weekend? You like Duke?
Yeah, and
You're a Cooper Flag guy?
yeah, and I don't think they're gonna stop Walter Clayton.
Yeah,
I
Clayton's
don't think
nasty,
so.
Florida.
Yeah,
Walter
That
Clayton.
16-2 run. Yeah.
Big shots.
Yeah,
He saved their bacon
I know.
twice. He did it against UConn and then against Texas Tech.
yeah, big time.
Yeah,
Big time.
it was amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait to watch you play. I'm going to work you out.
man.
All right?
Thank you. Great.
All right, Big Lou.
Thank you.
You look good, buddy. All right, VG, that's going to do it for us.
Hey,
Andrew,
hey,
good job doing this.
Before we get out of here, the lineup's out. And
Oh, yeah?
JT's playing.
JT's playing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Topper taking no games off right now.
Look at that.
Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm, Kepler, Casti, Riamuto, Stott, and Marsh.
Well, he's still going to need offense.
Yeah.
Well, with Taiwan on the mound.
I'll tell you what, they're playing this Antonio Senzatella.
Senzatella. Yep.
Harper's faced him 12 times, 2 dingers.
There you go, Bryce.
Schwarber's faced him
Bryce
7
due for a
times with a
yard.
dinger. Bryce is due for one.
Yeah, I can see Bryce ringing the bell today.
Yep.
That'll be what's your Bet Parks odds for that?
Oh,
Gotta
you
be
want
like
to give me a second? to look it up?
280, 300?
Yeah, probably about 300. Probably about plus 300.
Yeah, something like that. All right. Andrew, great stuff, buddy. We appreciate it. Everybody, have a wonderful day. We love you. Be careful. We'll see you tomorrow. Go Phils.
Go Phils.
We all silly like the mayor.